I got people in the chat here. Awesome.
I think we're live now. Hey everyone, how's it going? Sound check. Can you guys all see and hear us?
Test. Yep. Stream's live. We look good.
Steven, how's it going? Santosh, the dream team. Gada, so excited to trade with you. Yeah, me too. I'm so excited as well. Jake here promised me that he will guarantee that I'm gonna not lose all my money. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I might have to go back on that.
Oh no. Just FYI, I funded my account with 25K because that's how much we needed to allow like day trading. But I didn't actually know that you could fund it with less. So, Jake, you got promised me I can't afford 25K loss.
No. We'll just trade, one share. We'll keep it low, maybe under 1,000. Way your life savings are still intact.
Sounds good. All right, let's like hang around for maybe like 5 minutes or so, and then we can get started to see if people are going to trickle in. Hey, we're pretty good. We're at 58 people already. Hey, everyone. Hey, Andrew, how's it going? DB.
Let's go.
Neymar. Hi, Andrew. Vikram. Kasut Shallow. I'm sorry, I'm trying my best. How's it going? Good morning. Hey, everyone. What time is it? It is currently 10 a.m. for me and 11 a.m. for you, Jake, right?
That's correct. Wow, you got that right. That was spot on.
Look at me. I can do time differences.
Wow, incredible.
Oh, Andrew, I think this is a fan of yours, right?
Yes,
Jacob.
Welcome, Andrew.
By the way, do you go by Jake or Jacob? I've seen both.
It's a good question. My legal name is Jacob, but everyone calls me Jake. So I don't care either way, but I would say Jake.
Okay.
Like a nickname.
I've been calling you Jake. Anyway. Sebi, dang, I was about to write my pathetic haiku. Wait, right. Oi, it's Sunday. Is that right? Finish your haiku, Sebi. I want to see what it is. Thanks for joining. Hey, the mods are here too. Hey, Farhan, how's it going? Sebi, we have time. We still have like 4 more minutes. You can write your haiku.
8:30 p.m. Wow, that's late.
Yeah, 8:30 p.m. You know what? I appreciate it. We really appreciate that you're joining.
That's dedication right there. Respect.
What will be the programming language you're going to use? So we're going to be using Python, and don't worry, we're going to start all the way from scratch and explain, this is the code we're using, and we're also going to be explaining the API and everything. And this isn't just for you guys, it's also for me. So don't worry, we won't be going super fast. Will we be able to watch this later? Yeah, the stream will still be on later on as well. So do not worry about that.
I would call him Jakob. Interesting. I'm okay with that name too.
What a chill guy. It's like you can call him whatever you want. Trong, man, it's 1 a.m. in Australia. Dropping to say hi. We'll watch the recording. Hey, thanks so much for dropping by. I really appreciate it. Yes, go to bed. It's all good. It's still going to be here when you wake up. Kidu, how's it going? So excited. Yes, me too. Hey, Sebi's haiku is here. Okay, I'm going to read your haiku, Sebi. Sitting under a tree of pine, I think the world is a straight line. It's the summer of 69. Will you be my Valentine? Dedicated to my love, Pudding. Pudding, you gotta be here.
Wow, that was incredible.
That was good.
Well done.
Yeah. Are you not impressed, Jake? This is like...
that's not one of my strong suits. So Sebi, that was amazing. Well done.
Sebi, maybe you can write one for Jake too. I think that'll make him feel very flattered.
That make me feel very welcome onto the stream, but you don't have to if you're busy with stuff.
Oh, by the way, context, in case you don't know, Jake, Pudding. So Sebi has a love affair with Pudding, another wonderful friend of ours on the stream. But Pudding likes to run away from Sebi because Sebi just wants to eat him all the time. I think Pudding's a guy. I don't know. if Pudding's a guy. I know
Okay.
Stubby. Yeah, well, poor Pudding.
It's developing. Their relationship's developing. It's in the works.
That's true. Yeah, Stubby, you just have to not give up, right? It's all about consistency. What we talk about here, habit, consistency. You just gotta keep pursuing without being creepy though, or getting arrested because that's bad.
Yeah, Tina knows what she's talking about. Love to
No,
go to
yeah.
Python. Awesome.
Love to code in Python. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like lagging a little bit. Okay, cool. I think I'm good now. Okay, should we get started? Oh, actually, there's 1 more minute. It's 1 more minute. Let's chat for 1 more minute. Albert Paso, thank you so much for making this interesting content. Yeah, I just want to say thank you so much for Jake for coming on. I appreciate it so much. Like, there's no way that I could have done this by myself. So I'm so happy.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on. I'm excited to do more of these live streams. I'm loving the live streams. I don't know. They're way more fun.
Right? Yeah, because you get to interact with people, and it's just like, yeah, I really love them too. After doing live streams, I just get so pumped after as well.
Yeah. And it's more genuine, right? Because like it's not scripted. So it's like you're doing the live stream and you're trying to build value or you create content. And, sometimes stuff doesn't go your way or it does. And you get that kind of genuine reaction. So that's what I like the most.
Exactly. And then, if you say something wrong, then too bad.
Yeah, too bad. It's going up. It's going up anyways.
So I think you get like the true personalities of people coming out. All right, we're at 10:05. Should we get started?
Let's do it. Let's get going.
All right. So I'm just gonna briefly tell you guys the agenda for today. So where's the agenda? I can't even find it. Let me find it one second. Okay, so we're gonna start off with just Jake introducing himself, and then we're gonna go and explain what it is that we're gonna be doing today. We're gonna be taking it real slow, so really explaining the code, also the APIs that we're gonna be using, and then we're gonna get started. And while we're getting started, the agenda is, so first, like, actually code and explain the strategy we're going to be using. We're going to start off with an RSI strategy, and then we're going to test the strategy, and then we're going to pick the best one. And then because it is a Sunday today, so unfortunately we can't actually run it live, but what we will do is that we'll pick the ones that we want to run. And then on Monday, I will run it for a week. And then after that, we're actually thinking we might do a reaction video. We might do some, I will definitely do some sort of video to show you guys what happens and see if how much money we win or lose. How does that sound, everyone? I hope that sounds like an exciting agenda. I'm super excited to get started. All right, so shall we get started? Why don't Jake, the floor is yours.
Let's do it. Hello, everybody. My name is Jacob. Nice to meet you. Thanks again for Tina for having me on the live stream here. I use software to invest. I build custom software solutions for people in the financial markets. I also use algorithms and automated trading bots to invest my own money. And I have a YouTube channel as well, where I show people how to code trading bots. I show people how much money I make or lose per month, and people love seeing that, which is very interesting. But I just love sharing my knowledge, and I have a big passion for building algorithms and automated investing. So that's me. And
yeah, awesome. Check out Jake's channel. He has all the trading bots that he's built, and I think everything you have done is open source as well, right? Like you actually post your code for things. Yeah,
pretty much every bot I build, I'm like, here's a GitHub. Like I just want to like give people that foundation so they can start on their own. And it's cool because I get a lot of comments and emails later saying that they used one of my bots and they built on top of it. Now they have their own system, and that makes me feel really good. So it's really cool.
Yeah. Like that's incredible, amazing free resource out there. So you guys like definitely go check out Jake's channel. Also, you do like a lot of coding with you videos, and you've done your first live as well. So if you guys want to actually like have like a walkthrough video, so Jake's the guy.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Let's see. Champion of Whisk, he said while reading the script. I don't think you're reading a script, are you?
Yeah, he got me. No, I'm not. I'm not reading a script. But if it seems like I am, then I need to do better at being a normal person. But good catch.
That's pretty funny. I think it's just because you speak well. You don't say too much. You. So I think it's a compliment. All right.
Thank you.
So why don't I let you, Jake, also explain what it is that we're going to be doing today? Oh, and I
Yeah.
also just wanted to, I forgot to mention earlier, in the, like, feel free, if we want this to be like a super interactive session. So please, like, feel free to drop comments, ask questions, talk with each other. You know, we're not gonna just be like, sit here and just code and not talk to anyone. Like, we want this to be like a super interactive session as well. But
Yeah, that'd be really boring if we did that. Like, really boring.
I know. Right? All right, Jake, floor is yours. What is it that we're doing today? Do you also want to share your screen if you want to do that? Up to you.
Not yet, not yet.
Cool.
But today, guys, today. So this is what's going down. Today is gonna be awesome. We are building a automated trading system for TINA, utilizing the TD Ameritrade API. So TD Ameritrade is like a big financial company. You can buy and sell stocks with their platform, but we're going to be building an automated trading system using RSI, which is an indicator or a strategy, and it's actually going to buy and sell stocks for TINA, right? And we're going to code it today. We're going to explain how the code works and actually start coding it as well and finish it essentially, and then run it for a period of time in the future, and hopefully make a video in the future of our kind of what the results were, right? How much did it make? How much did it lose? So today is going to be like the start of that. So we kind of have like the base code already set up, right? We have it kind of connected to the API and getting data, which we'll explain. And then I'm actually going to do some back testing where we test the strategy historically and see how well it does and kind of tweak it a little bit so we get better results. And that way, when we run it live, we kind of have like an optimized, we have a good trajectory for hopefully, a better edge in the market, better potential profit. So that's kind of the plan for today. I think we were going to start with explaining the code and then kind of going from there.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Anyone have any questions? Feel free to ask. Norman, will you upload the code? Yeah, I think we'll upload the code, right, Jake?
Yeah. Why not? Do it.
Yeah. Go with the open source.
That's the way. That's what the cool kids are doing, right? That's what I heard. So
that's what I heard. I don't know. I'm not cool enough. I guess we'll do that if that's what the cool kids are doing.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you want to share your screen and we can explain the code?
Yeah, let's do it.
I think I have to enable share screen for you actually.
Yeah, yes, let's all right, can you guys see?
I can see.
You can see? I'm checking the stream. I want to make sure I'm checking the stream. I'm waiting for it to catch up, see if they can see.
Yeah, I think the lag that I have here. Oh, you know what? I screwed up, Jake. I actually screwed up.
No, it's working. It's working.
Latency. I mean, like the stream latency. I forgot to put it at low latency, so it's at normal latency. So we have like a few seconds delay.
Okay, that's fine.
That's okay, yeah, it's okay. We'll roll with it.
Okay, so everyone should be able to see now. I think we're good. Yep. Mm-hmm. Everyone's saying in the chat we can. Awesome. Okay, so I'm going to explain the code. Step number 1, explain this code. So how does it work? So it's in Python. At the top, we have kind of all our libraries that we need, all of our imports. So the main one that we need is called TDA. Okay. And this is a open source library that uses the TD Ameritrade API. So once again, TD is a bank. You can also buy stocks through them, and they have their own API. So if you want to buy and sell stocks through software, you can use their API instead of, downloading their app and using, I think their most popular app is called Thinkorswim. But so you can use their API to kind of, have more control and do it automatically. So we have our imports here. We have their authorization import. So they use, I believe it's OAuth, but basically you log into their website.
Jake, sorry to interrupt. There's people asking if you can zoom in a little bit.
Oh, zoom in. Yeah, sure thing. Let's go 200%. I think let me know if you guys can see better. That's a lot of code. Wow. It's not that much. It's just because I'm zoomed in, it looks like a lot.
That's the secret.
Yeah. All right. Let me know in the chat if you guys can see better. I did 200%.
Can you hide the messages from us because it overlaps? Messages?
Perfect. Kid says perfect. Andrew says perfect. Awesome.
Cool.
All right. So we have our imports here, TD Ameritrade, and then we use their authorization import as well. So basically you can log into their website and use OAuth. And once you log in with your TD Ameritrade login account, they will actually send you an access and a refresh token. And those tokens you can use to make trades on your behalf or access your positions and stuff like that. So that's kind of the big part of using the TD Ameritrade API. And then there's streaming. So streaming is when you want to get real-time stock data. Stocks are trading all throughout the day, and you want to be able to get those that data in real time to submit trades or to do logic for your trading system. So that's what the TDA streaming library is. And then we also implement the equities and orders libraries. So equity is another name for stocks. And this allows us to buy and sell stocks, basically being able to submit orders in a easily readable way, because submitting an order for a stock, there's lots of options. And with these imports, it allows us to kind of make it easier for the programmer to easily submit a trade. So we got those. Those are the main kind of library that we're using. We have a couple others. So I won't go through everyone, but I'll just mention a couple. So PyTZ, this is for time zone. It's not really a major issue if you're just using it for yourself, but I always like to put it into an Eastern time zone just so, it kind of lines up with the market hours and stuff like that. We actually have, I don't know if you guys heard of Selenium. This is another really popular library, but this allows you to basically open Google Chrome or a browser and get kind of results from that browser. So we actually use Selenium to initially, when you run this bot, it will actually open up Google Chrome and go to the TD Ameritrade login. And then once you log in there, it will send back the tokens, and we use those tokens to access the API. So it allows us to kind of open Chrome automatically and kind of speed things up. And then we have some other common ones like pandas and NumPy, and we use TA. This is going to be our RSI import TA. So technical analysis is a library for common indicators in kind of trading. So stuff like RSI, MACD, simple moving average, crossover, that stuff. So yeah, that's kind of the imports. Let's scroll down a little bit. So we have two classes here. We have a bar class and a bot class. So the bar class, I'll try and explain this as simple as possible, but actually I'm gonna pull up a chart here and drag it over. Give me a second. Just bear with me. Okay, so pull that up. And let me know if you can see Trading View here, or if you still see my code.
I think we still see the code.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no, I think that was the lag. Yeah, I can see Trading View now, so I think they should be able to see it.
Okay.
So,
let me know in the chat if you guys can see the chart. Oh, we're getting tons. Oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, I see it. Okay, we're good. So this may look really confusing. I know. I'll try and make it as simple as possible, but anytime there's price movement in an asset, right? Like a price can go up, it can go down, it can stay the same. Most traders use kind of these candlesticks to show that price movement. Okay. So say you have Apple stock, for example, right? And it's trading at $100 per share. In 1 minute, it might go up to 101 and it might go down to 99. Okay. So these candlesticks kind of show that price movement. So in this example here, I'll zoom in as much as possible. So we'll do, say, daily. Okay. So here we have like a red bar, right? And when it's red, it means the price movement went down during that time frame. So right now we're on daily candles, meaning every day a new candlestick is drawn. And what this is saying is this candlestick opened at this price, right? Where my kind of crosshair is, and it closed at this price below it. So it went down in value. And then you can also see that it kind of has wicks, like an actual candlestick. So these mean that it actually went up to this price, but it didn't close there. And same thing, it went down to this price, but it closed up here. Okay. So, and it was red because it closed below the open. Now, when it's green, that means it opens here and closes up here. Okay. And this would be for May 6th, which was 2 days ago, and yesterday, May 7th, kind of thing. So these candlesticks are a way of showing price movement for a certain time frame. Let me know in the chat if you're still confused, but I just wanted to show you what kind of a bar or a candlestick looks like. And bar and candlestick are kind of synonymous. They're the same word, essentially. So we use a bar class to store these prices, the open price, the low price, high, close, and then the volume, as well as the date. And this allows us to keep track in history of what those bars did, right? And that way we know, okay, if we looked back yesterday, what was the bar for that day? And this helps us kind of understand. So kid says understood. Awesome. Great. Much science.
I got
Good one.
Yeah, no, I'm late, but what does the bot do? So actually, Jake, I'll let you explain.
So the bot will essentially automatically place trades, buy and sell stocks based on a strategy. And we're going to use the RSI to determine that strategy. The RSI is an indicator. So we're just explaining the code right now. And I think we'll kind of start, actually showing you the strategy and how it works. Yep. So that's the bar class. And then finally, we have our bot class where we set up some initial variables as well. We like stuff like account size, our RSI indicator, which I'll explain how RSI works. And I'm showing my API key. Awesome. That's great. It's not a big deal. It's another account. So basically we used TD Ameritrade to be our kind of main API, and we pass in our API keys in the self.client variable. And then we save that and update our account size with the results, right? So actually when this code runs, Google Chrome will actually automatically open and say, hey, you need to log into TD Ameritrade. And it will actually bring back it will save the access and refresh token so we can use it in the future. And then it will say, all right, you successfully logged into your TD Ameritrade account. Awesome. Enter the symbol you want to trade. So every stock has a symbol, stuff like Apple is AAPL, stuff like Tesla is TSLA. It's just a short form kind of word to reference that company with a stock, right? So it's you'd enter your symbol you want to trade. So in our back test that I'm going to do for Tina, we're actually going to choose which symbol to trade, because sometimes, trading the first stock off your head with the strategy isn't always the best. It's not always going to give you the best results. So sometimes you got to kind of tweak it and try a multiple different basket of stocks to see which ones are the best for that strategy. And then lastly, we say, all right, enter the bar size you want to trade in minutes. So our code is going to execute every time a certain time frame is passed, right? So if we put in 1 here, every 1 minute, it's going to execute. It's going to calculate the RSI. It's going to either buy or sell if it's in the right logic. If we put 60, it's going to happen every 60 minutes, every hour. So we can kind of choose. We can actually fine tune how often we want it to trade. And generally, what I find is, from my success, longer time frames are going to be more successful. So I have a lot of trading systems and trading bots that trade on 60-minute, 120-minute, or daily candles. They're not trading as often, because if you trade too often, like every minute, sometimes you kind of get too many not quality trades, right? And then there's stuff like commissions as well. So anyways, we can choose what bar size we want to trade with. And then we enable our stream client, and this allows us to get that stock data, get the data for that stock in real time. So that's that. Let me know if I'm going too fast in the chat. And then we actually run it using async IO, and this allows us to run it asynchronously, which means our program can receive data from TD Ameritrade, but not stop. It can keep running in real time. So it's kind of like the opposite of synchronous. It happens at the same time, kind of in parallel. So it's not blocking our application from continuing to run while we wait for data. Okay, so that's that. Here in our read stream function, we say, all right, we want the symbol data that we want. So say Tina entered Apple here for the self symbol variable. Now it's actually going to stream data for Apple. And because it's Sunday, we're not going to get any results because the market's not open. The market is open Monday to Friday. But on Monday, tomorrow, she would get data. So this says, all right, TD Ameritrade, I want you to subscribe to Apple data. So do it here. And then we say, all right, any data we get, we're going to call our on-bar update function. And this is where most of the magic's going to happen. This is where the bot's going to calculate the RSI, and it's going to buy or sell if the logic hits. Okay. So we do that, and we say, all right, we're streaming real-time data now. And then we go to our last function called on-bar update. And this function is called every time we get a bar. So every time TD says, all right, there's an update in Apple price, here you go. It's going to send it to this function. And here we calculate stuff like the RSI. And also we're going to code our strategy here essentially. So for every bar we get, we calculate the current time. So what the current bar time is. And essentially this if statement here, line 114, is like where we're going to be writing all of our code, because this if statement is saying, all right, if the bar we're getting, if it's been 1 minute or if it's been 60 minutes, whatever Tina has selected in her bot, this is what's going to run. So we check the difference in minutes from the bar, because we might get a bar every, say, 5 seconds, but we want to wait until, say, 60 minutes have passed or a minute has passed before we run this. So this if statement right here, line 114, is kind of where we're going to be running all of our code. And here we get all of our bars here, and this is where we calculate our RSI. Okay, so we use the TA module library, and all the previous bars that we have, we throw it into there, and it does the calculations automatically for us. And then it actually prints the RSI, the most recent RSI. And this is where our strategy is going to lie, because we need this RSI to determine if we're going to buy or sell. Okay. So right here is where our entry point is going to be, and where we're going to start coding our entry and exit logic. And then the rest of the code is just updating the bars, updating the open price, the high price, the low price, as I showed you in the chart previously. So this doesn't really matter right now. This is kind of, I would say, like right here is where we're going to start writing the majority of our code, because we have the RSI. Okay, now when do we buy and when do we sell? So sorry, that was really long. I'm going to take a breather. Is everyone confused, or was this too much? I want to see what everyone's thinking.
Yeah, I thought that was really clear to me. Like, I'm actually really surprised that there was the TA, like the technical analysis module, because I was expecting that we have to calculate all from scratch. Like, this is so nice. You just you just have to get that function there. So I think if anybody else has any questions, I think there's a little bit of lag, but I do have a question from me starting off. So if you scroll up a little bit.
Yep.
The if minutes diff greater than 0 self.bar size. So would you mind explaining a little bit about what that is doing? Absolutely.
So what this is saying is on the left of the and, we basically say, all right, if minutes difference is greater than 0. So minutes difference is the current bar that we're getting. So say we're like, all right, we want Apple stock. It's going to give us a time for that bar, right? So it's going to say, all right, here's your Apple stock for 9 p.m., for example. So we take that 9 p.m., which is bar time, and we actually subtract it with when we ran the application. So this self.initial bar time is when we run the application, it actually tells us, all right, started running at X date. So we want to make sure that it's greater than 0, meaning that some time has passed since we ran the application. And then right here, this after this and statement on the right side, basically what we're saying is the difference in minutes divisible by our bar size? So for example, say you selected 60 minutes. That means we want the bar for every 60 minutes, every hour. So the difference in minutes needs to be at least 60 before we can run this if statement, right? So this is dividing the difference in minutes, and I round it down using math.floor with the bar size. So once this minutes difference is 60 or greater, and it's divisible by 60, right, we can run this application, right? And the reason why we do this is because your results, your profit and loss will be very different if you traded 1 minute candles versus 60 minute, because if we did 1 minute, every minute this if statement is running, right? And it might make more trades, and it might make worse trades, it might make better trades. Versus if we did 60 minutes, it's going to trade a little bit less technically, and it allows more time to pass. So that's kind of what that if statement does.
Okay, I see. Makes sense. And this is also how we can actually control the frequency of the trades, right? So
Exactly.
so it doesn't just blow up my entire account.
Yeah, we don't want that to happen. Exactly.
Oh, and in case like if anybody's not super familiar with Python, just in case people don't know, like the percentage sign is a mod symbol, just in case people
Correct.
are coming from other coding languages. Cool.
Yep.
I mean, that is pretty clear to me. Let's see if anybody else, what everybody else is thinking. Okay, so what's RSI? Yeah, we can go into a little bit more detail about what RSI is after seeing if everybody else understands like the code structure. Andrew, you got most of it. Awesome. Mike, it's cool. Jessica, that was clear for me. Via noob, relative strengthening test. Good so far. Hey, Jake, you're a great explainer.
Awesome.
Everybody understands what you're talking about. Sebi, no, that sounds terrible. That was the worst trade deal. No. Worst trade deal of trade deals.
I remember that. That was such a funny meme.
Oh, God. Mehul, how do we make a decision based on RSI? Yeah, I think we can go into a little bit more detail about exactly like how to implement that strategy, because that's actually what we didn't implement yet. The part about how we're going to decide based on the RSI. Andrew, will the bot have some sort of GUI, or will it be purely running in the files with code? I think right now it's just on the files, right? Jake, if I'm not
Correct,
wrong.
yeah. A GUI would be a much more of a lengthy process. So in order to keep time short, it's just going to be, in the command line, but maybe we'll do a GUI in the future. It's a lengthier process.
Yeah, I think Ninja, the thing that you use, it does have a GUI though, doesn't it?
Yep. I was actually going to show that next, kind of how the strategy is going to work, and then from a chart perspective, and then we'll actually start coding it. So yeah, I think that's the plan. I just wanted to see if anyone else had any questions about the code before I move forward.
I think it looks like we're good. I think most people, the questions are just about like what RSI is and how we're going to use RSI. So I think maybe we can just move on to that.
Yeah. Okay, sweet. So yeah, the RSI is what's called an indicator. And an indicator is a way of mathematically showing some type of result from, say, candlesticks. So I'll show you an example of what the RSI looks like. I'm actually going to pull up NinjaTrader here. So I'm going to pull up a chart. Okay, so you guys kind of know how candlesticks work right now, right? So we can see the price movement from, this is Apple stock. So we can see the green and red bars. And if you guys still don't understand candlesticks, let me know in the chat there. But on the bottom here, we have this RSI chart. And this RSI is, like I said, it's called an indicator. And it calculates, it has a formula to calculate, say, the average of these bar movements. Okay, so it has a formula, and it will actually draw on a separate chart what those results are. Okay, so there's thousands of indicators that many of people have, created, and they use some type of formula to show some type of price movement, right? Could be forecasting, it could be an average, it could be a deviation, for example. It's all math essentially. So RSI is one of those indicators. Is it the best? No, we'll see from the back test, but it's a way of creating a strategy, and we have to see if it's going to be profitable or not. But anyways, there's thousands of them. We chose RSI because I think Tina's heard about it, and it's one of the more simple indicators. So I think it's a great starting place. So in this chart, go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to say, I also just linked the Investopedia page for anyone that wants to check out the formula for it. It's one of the simpler ones to understand.
Yeah. Give this a read. It's pretty good. Okay, so we're going to use this RSI indicator to essentially have the entry and exits, right? Where we buy and where we sell. Okay. The most common rule, which I think we'll start with, Tina, is when the RSI goes below the 30 level, right? We essentially buy, and we sell when it goes to the 70 level, right? And these 30 and 70 levels they're not set in stone, but whoever created the RSI, I think that person, I don't know who it is, That's what he hypothesized. That's what his thesis was, that this was a good trading system to buy at 30 and sell at 70. So I think that's where we're going to start a strategy. And then from there, we'll actually code it. And then we'll actually run a back test and see what the performance was and try and optimize the values a little bit better, because, maybe buying at 30 and selling at 70 isn't the best way to do it. Maybe it's 40 and 80, maybe it's 33 and 67, for example. So we can actually optimize those values and try different scenarios, and then pick the best one, and then use that to run it live. How does that sound, guys? Harold says, I love trading bots. Awesome.
Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. You know what? We'll use that money towards our trading bot as well.
Let's do it. Get some returns.
Yeah, we'll get you some returns, Harold. Or losses. We'll try our best.
Or losses, yeah. Or losses, yeah.
Thanks again. I think so. Everyone was wondering if anybody have any questions about RSI. Just wanted to make sure that people understand what's going on there. Now is the time to ask before we start actually building it out. Well, people are potentially asking questions. I was curious, Jake. So you're doing the backtesting all on NinjaTrader, right? Because I don't think you can do it on the TD one without.
Correct. Yeah. It. So for my clients, I've built custom backtesting engines for TD. It's just for time purposes, I didn't want to show it to you because it's a lot to set up. But yeah, I'm using NinjaTrader to backtest, just because personally I use NinjaTrader with my own money, and it's a simple way to backtest that you can run really quickly. So I'm going to be using NinjaTrader to show Tina the backtest results, as well as optimizing, because it's basically an all-in-one software to do that for you. Their main kind of offer is easily create strategies and backtest them and run them live for their customers. So I think it's a really great platform, and I like it very much.
I feel like I'm going to be sold on this platform. Gotta I hope you have a referral link. I'll use your referral link after this.
I don't. I wish I did.
You should get one. You should get one. So you can at least take a percentage of mine, because I'm so sold on this now, especially because looking at the TD API, I'm just this is going to be a pain to actually code all the backtesting stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot of work.
Cool. I think we're all clear. Perfect. Pretty clear. Don't forget to mention that this is not financial advice. Yes. It is not financial advice, Jacob, as well. You must say it too.
This is all entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Don't take financial advice from us. We don't know what's happening.
Yep.
Cool. Oh, and just in case somebody doesn't know, backtesting here, it's just referring to pretending that we're in a past state, and then seeing how your algorithm, I guess your trading bot, performs from that period of time. So
correct.
Just in case. Cool. Shall we get started now?
Let's do it. Yeah. So I'm going to hop back to the actual code. And initially what I want to do is, starting from here, line 126, I want to start using the RSI to make trades. So what we have to do, pretty much, I'll write in the comments here, to do, we need to submit a trade, right? Enter a trade and exit a trade, essentially. And we want to use the RSI to do that. So we want to code the entry and exit for the trade. So right now we have the RSI, right? Which is this line 123 here, self.rsi. This is a list, so it's not the recent value. To get the recent value, I have this print here saying, hey, print the last RSI, essentially. So once we have that kind of last RSI value, basically what we're going to say is, hey, if the RSI is less than or equal to 30, we're going to buy. And if it's greater or equal to 70, we're going to sell. We have to take it one step further and check if we're in a position already. So if it's greater or equal to 70 and we're in a position, we're actually holding that stock, we want to sell, right? And same thing for 30. We don't want to buy multiple times. We just want to buy once if we're in a position or not. Okay. So basically we got to do an if statement saying, if the RSI is less than or equal to 30 and we are not in a position, buy. Okay. So to do that, we're going to have a if statement saying if pretty much this, so the most recent RSI is less than or equal to 30, and we're not in a position. So we're going to have to create a variable to say, and we're going to set this Boolean to say, all right, have we submitted a buy order? Then we are in a position. So I think we'll set this in above the, in the class saying in position. Then I'll come back down here and say, and not in position. Then we want to submit a buy order. Okay. Now to do a buy order, I have to, give me 1 second here. I don't know off the top of my head how to do it through their API. So I'm just going to pull up some code here on the my other screen and find it. So it is we want this. Oops. Just bear with me for 1 second. People are going crazy in the chat.
Answer some questions too. Got it. Is there any other efficient indicator apart from RSI and why we're using RSI here? Yeah, there is a lot of indicators. I think by definition, you'll have to, the word efficient, right? Like that's something that is debatable about what that really means. There's a lot of different indicators and some of them are more useful than others. But really what it comes down to is like, this is, as we'll probably later see, this is not going to work super well because if it were, then everybody would be making bank on the stock market by just using RSI, right? Because there has to be a lot of other indicators, if you like, where other factors are going into it as well. But via Noob, thanks so much for listing some of the other indicators as well that people generally use.
Okay, I think I found it here. So we're going to create an order. And it is going to call tda.orders.equities. Equity underscore buy. So we're going to submit a market order. And there's different order types. I'm not going to explain all of them for now, but I'll explain the market order. Essentially, what a market order does is it submits an order, and whatever the current price that stock is valued at, it's pretty much submitting to that price. So we get filled pretty much instantly, and there's no wait, there's no delay. So this is just for ease of use. For this example, it's a good one because we're going to get filled immediately. Meaning, we're going to submit our order to the market. The market's going to say, "All right, you wanted to buy Apple at X price. Here you go." But that price can change obviously very drastically, right? So there's other order types where you want to get filled at an exact price. So it's either that price or nothing. But in this case, we're always going to get filled because with what we're trading, there's a lot of trades going on, and with the market order, it's going to ensure that we get filled pretty much almost immediately, just for ease of use. But there's like thousands of order types. Okay, so we're going to submit a buy market order, and we type in it needs the symbol. So our symbol that we chose earlier is what it's going to use. So we're going to pass in self.symbol, and then we can also pass in the quantity. So we just want to trade 1 share for now, so we don't bankrupt Tina. Just 1 share of that symbol. So stocks trade at different levels. Obviously, you have something like Apple that's trading at $100 a share. You have something like Tesla that's trading at $600 a share. So it's going to submit 1 share or an order for 1 share. So if Tina submits a buy market order for Apple, it's going to get filled at, whatever, I think it's trading at $130. So of her account, $130 is now into that stock. All right. And she's holding that stock. So we're just going to do 1 share to keep it small. And we are going to set in position equal to true. That way it doesn't submit multiple orders. It just does it once, and then we're good to go. Okay. Obviously, if you wanted to do really, really good code, the better way would be to, after we submit the order, constantly check our current account positions and see, all right, are we in Apple stock right now, right? That would be probably the best option to do. Obviously, for time purposes, we're not going to do that. And a simple variable is sufficient enough. But if we had a strategy that was trading multiple different stocks, we'd probably want to check our current account to see if we're in positions for Apple stock, Tesla stock, whatever it may be, and really keep track of those. But because we're just trading one symbol right now, this imposition Boolean should do the trick. So that's our buy order. Okay. If the RSI is less than or equal to 30 and we're not in a position, right, it's going to submit an order, buy market order, and set in position to true. Okay. Now we need to do, what's the next step? We have to do our exit order, right? So if the RSI is greater or equal to 70 and we are in a position, we sell. Okay. So I'm just going to pretty much copy this code, actually, this whole thing. And let me know if I'm going too fast, guys. I apologize if I am.
I think we're good. I'm modding the chat right now. I think everybody is caught up.
I feel bad. I feel like I'm taking over.
No, it's all good. I was actually a little nervous because I thought I was going to be the one coding it. So I was like looking at it this morning going like, oh man, like trying to figure everything out. But this is great. See, I'm not, I guess like, this is what I'm saying when you're live streaming, I'm just like saying stuff. That's complete truth.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Just saying stuff and people
I
are
know. And we're like, it makes it sound like, maybe you guys thought that we were super organized coming in, but it was really pretty much just like, we're just winging it right now.
Yeah. That's how we roll. Nothing wrong with it. Okay. And the only difference is we are doing a sell market order, right? When it's greater than or equal to 70 and we are in position. Okay. And we're still doing one share and that symbol. Okay. So, we set it to false, good, true. Yep. I think we're all good here. So these if statements, guys, right? These are going to happen whatever the bar size we set to. Okay. So once again, if we set it to 1 minute, every 60 seconds, these if statements are going to run. It's going to check the RSI. It's going to calculate the RSI. It's going to check if it's below 30. If not, continue. If it is, it's going to buy, that sort of thing. So, I think the next step is, Tina, we have the initial code. I think it's time to run our back test and to see what kind of the results are and kind of optimize it, because we don't know if 30 and 70 are going to be the best, right? So I think that's the next step. I'm just reading the chat here.
Let's see.
I'm not quite understanding why in line 129 it is not in position. Good question. Okay, so BW, we want to, so before we buy, we want to check that we're not in a position so we don't have duplicate orders, right? We want this bot just to buy one share, one stock at a time and not submit duplicate orders. So that's why we have the not in position, because we want to make sure that once it buys, it never buys again until, it sells that position, kind of things have reset. So that's why we have the not in there.
Other questions? Mohammed, is machine learning effective in trading? Jake, you take that.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. I haven't. I've tried to use it personally and I haven't found success, but there's a lot that goes into building really good trading systems using machine learning. And personally, I haven't found success, but I'm sure there's ways around it. There's been a lot of different ideas about, using sentiment, using news articles, kind of, trying to rate articles and give it a rating to buy or sell. So I'm sure there's funds out there that have seen a lot of success, but I personally haven't. So I would do your research elsewhere, but there's definitely a place for it for sure.
Yeah, I think our goal here is just to get something working, and then we can try to optimize that after.
Yeah, the basics, right?
To backtest it, my understanding is that you have to go back to NinjaTrader and backtest it, but it's not really using this code, right? It would be using
Exactly. Yeah. So I've mimicked the code in NinjaTrader to the same as yours. And that way, when we can backtest in NinjaTrader, we can see the results. And then once we optimize it and get the different parameters, we can actually change your code to mimic that. So yeah, they're not the same. NinjaTrader's in C#. Unfortunately, they don't support Python. So I'm gonna hop back to NinjaTrader, and we're actually gonna run a back test with these current if statements, this current strategy that Tina has. Essentially, this is her strategy right here, and we're gonna see if 30 and 70 are good. Okay, so I'm gonna hop back here. So once again, this is pretty much the same code, but it's separate right now. So in this example here, I've done Apple stock on 60-minute bars. Okay, so every kind of hour, it's the strategy runs, and we have the RSI. So it'll buy when it's 30. You can see this buy here, right, and then the sell. So actually, I got to uncheck this. There we go. There we go. Okay, so this is a back test. This is going historically on where it's buying and selling. We can see it's selling when the RSI is above 70, right? You can see it's holding this position, and it's buying when it's below 30. And let me change to one share so we're getting kind of accurate results. There we go. So this is, once again, mimicked from what we coded in Python there. And if it's a green dot, it's a kind of a profitable trade. We bought what they say, buy low, sell high. It's the way to do it. And if it's red, it's not profitable. So I think we'll just do Apple stock, Tina, just to make things simple, unless you wanted to trade something specifically, just to, so we don't confuse the viewers. But let's look at the results here. So this back test was actually all of 2020 and 2021. So it was actually January 1st until today, March 9th. So trading one share of Apple, it actually made $7.80 in profit. So that's pretty good. It's actually profitable. Let's look at the chart here. So you can see it kind of whipsaws up and down, but overall it made money for sure. So that's a good sign to see.
Could you actually zoom a little bit into it?
Sure. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I don't know if I can zoom in. Let me try and make this bigger. Still too small, or are we good?
It's good. Yeah. Well, everybody else, what do you guys think? I think it.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you can see.
Yeah. I think it's good. That's really nice though, this platform. You just.
That's
I'm
very
sold.
powerful.
I'm sold, Jake. Get that referral code.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm watching the stream right now. It looks pretty good. So yeah, here's the results that initially. So if we use 30 and 70 to buy and sell, this is what the back test looks like. So it ended with $7.80 in profit. And these are all the trades it made. Obviously, there was times where it lost money and times that it made money. So that's great. We have a kind of a good start. The next step that we could do is we could optimize it. So we could try different values, change the RSI or change the bar size to see which one is the best, right? And we could spend a lot of time doing this. I'll kind of keep it short. But what I'm thinking, Tina, is we could try optimizing the 30 and 70 to see which ones were the best to buy and sell. And then we can actually optimize the bar size as well. So we can try 30 minutes, 60 minute, 15 minute. We can try all these different values and it's going to give us the best one. So I think that's kind of the best plan.
That makes sense. Do we need to explicitly declare it in the trader? I assume that there's probably a way of testing the variables.
Yes, we do. So right now, I can what's called optimize the bar size. So I know this is kind of small. I apologize. I can't zoom in on this part, but
we can see it.
We're going to do a walk forward optimization. Okay. So sorry, I'll go back. An optimization is when you try every single range of values and it will give you the best result. And the best result is usually the highest profit, right? The problem with doing that though is we could optimize for, all of 2020, for example, and 2021, and then start running with those. But the problem is you get what's called overfitting, right? So when you overfit data, you optimize on too much and you have no out of sample data. And I'm sure, Tina, you've kind of done this with your channel or explained it a little bit, but what we want to do is we want to optimize for maybe 6 months, maybe a year, and then try those optimized parameters out of sample. So historically, but not for that time frame. So I'll kind of explain what's going on here. So we're going to do a walk forward optimization. And what I'm going to do is optimize for, say, let's do something decent, like the last 2 years. So we'll do January 2019. And I want to go to today. So we're going to optimize for 2 years. And then we're going to test those optimized values for all of 2021 out of sample. So meaning that once 2021 starts, we don't optimize, we use the same ones previously. And this allows us to see the potential strength in our strategy, right?
Just so I understand this part, when we're optimizing it, what parameters are we optimizing on? Is it just a single parameter of our RSI value?
Good question. Yeah. So we're going to be optimizing on the RSI values of 30 and 70 and the bar size. So there's 3 parameters, the 30 RSI, the entry RSI, the exit RSI, and then the bar size. Okay. So 3 parameters.
Gotcha. See if anybody else.
Try 30 and 67. We might.
Kidu, I didn't really understand walk forward.
Yeah, I can explain it again. So walk forward is, built on top of optimization, but basically walk forward, you optimize here. Actually, let me pull up an image here. Might help. I think it would help you guys understand better. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so here's an example of what kind of walk forward is. So basically, you have your training set, right? So it says 1 year here, right? And this is what the data you use that you optimize with, right? So you try all the RSI values, you try the bar size values, and maybe it says, all right, the best RSI is 33 and the best RSI exit is 77. So it'll find that. And then for 0.5 years, so for half a year, it will use those same values, that 33 and 77, out of sample, right? And then give you the results here. And those results are kind of out of sample, meaning they haven't been optimized after the previous historic date. And we get, it's more realistic, because in real life, you have a strategy, you optimize it, and then you try it to run it live, right? And when you're running it live, it's out of sample because you're not optimizing when the market's open, right? You're just you have your values and you set it. So in this example, you can see that it looks like they optimize every year and they try half a year out of sample, right? You have the dates here at the bottom. Let me know if that answers your question.
So I'm just going to reiterate what you said, also just to make sure I understand. So in this case, we're starting off like in 2015, right? Our date is somewhere in 2018. So we're taking that 1 year and we're going to optimize it there. And then we're going to test that on the half year after that. And that's what the out sample is. And then after that, and then we do in sample again. Do you like re-optimize it in the next period of time then? And then you do it again?
Exactly. Yeah.
I see.
Yeah. So I have some strategies that they optimize every 7 days. So the last week it'll optimize, and then I'll run it for a week. And then once the next week hits, it uses the previous week, and so on and so forth. So in your example, it won't be that close, but you can set those parameters on how often you want to optimize and from what time period you want to.
Gotcha. And I think you mentioned, so the reasoning for doing this is because it's more realistic. So because as you're actually going forward with it, you can't be like, let's wait a year before we optimize it again. So we're actually trying it out so that when we actually move forward, it's the same as what we were doing previously.
Exactly. Yeah. It's way more realistic because when you run it live, it's all out of sample, right? So you need some type of testing previously before you do that, so you kind of have a trajectory of where you're going, right? Is a strategy kind of meeting your goals and stuff like that?
Gotcha. And the optimization that's being used, is it just like combinatorics? Like we're just going to try every single one from a heuristic?
Yeah, there's two methods, but the default one is it tries every value. There's also a genetic one, but that one would just say, try a batch and then take the best performance out of that batch. But the one we're using is every single value and then just giving us the best one.
Gotcha. See, does anybody else have any questions? 67. Is it using volume indicator? We're not using volume indicator here, so we can use it in the future though. So right now it's just RSI, and the you were saying it was RSI, bar size, and the bar, what is it? Bar length?
The RSI entry, RSI exit, and the bar size.
Gotcha. RSI entry, RSI as exit, and bar. Okay, makes sense.
Okay, so I am going to, I think that's that. So now let's actually run the optimization here. Bear with me for 1 second. I have to make the RSI values be able to change.
All right, I am gonna just answer some more questions. Kidu, okay, awesome. Makes sense. Albert, I'm learning so much. Yay, I'm really glad. I am too. BW, would there be any regression or prediction model be used in optimizing RSI? So what Jake was saying earlier is that right now it's just pretty much like you just try every single combination to optimize it, or the genetic method where you just pick one of a pool and then you just keep going until you find the best one. So we're not really using any like model for optimizing it. Sorry, actually I think I misunderstood your question. Oh no, never mind. Yeah, so we're not using like a model for it right now. I don't know if you actually can. I'm sure that you probably can code an optimizer if you felt like it.
Yeah, you probably could. There's some people like to build their own custom stuff, right? So they have more control of how it works. Once again, I'm using the NinjaTrader platform, which is closed source. So whatever they have, I kind of have to use. I find that it's best enough. But yeah, you could build your own optimizer. One popular library that's open source in Python is called Backtesting, and that's a platform I use quite a bit as well when clients want proprietary software. So you could look into that, and you can definitely, you can see all their optimizer, their code, and you can change it to how you want it.
Kidu, one question. Doesn't this too finally lead to overfitting since it keeps on optimizing after every year? I think that's what the walk forward is for, right? So you're trying to not fit with all the data that you have, but because you're doing it in chunks of time. So you're not really taking really past historical data to try to fit it. Although you are still taking historical data, like that's for sure.
Exactly. Yeah. The walk forward, you are still optimizing, but you're trying it out of sample as well based on, so this parameter here, I don't know if you guys can see, I know it's small, but it says test period in days. So whatever this length is, that's the out of sample. So we were optimizing for 720 days, which is 2 years, right? And then we're going to test for, I guess, probably all of 2021, which would be, I don't know, 6 months, for example. So all of this here, the stuff that I'm highlighting here where my mouse is, that's all going to be out of sample. So it doesn't do overfitting.
Cool. Anybody else have questions? Random, I'm not going to say that. I guess bar size and volume is related. And I think because bar size is technically like, I guess you want to call it more like the volatility, right? Like the difference between the highest and the lowest, and volatility is related to volume. So I guess it is related.
Yeah.
In that sense.
It can be, yep.
Ali, what library did you use to get the candlesticks?
So this is NinjaTrader. This is a separate closed source platform. So it's kind of, their platform. If we're talking about Tina's bot, it doesn't draw candlesticks right now. If you want to use a library that does, I would recommend looking at Backtrader to do that. That's an open source free Python library to do that. But this is a separate platform. What you're seeing right now, this NinjaTrader. It's a separate closed source platform, and we're using this to backtest because it's fast, it's quick, and for us to build a backtesting solution for Tina would take quite a bit of time. So trying to keep it short here.
I think we're good to move on.
All right. So let's run this optimization, and then we'll plug in the values for Tina's bot. So on the right here.
Oh, sorry. Is it actually possible to move your screen more? Because I realize your picture is blocking.
Oh yeah, my face. Yeah, I could. I guess I could just do this. See how that looks. I'm just waiting for the stream to update, but yeah, there we go. I think people should be able to see now.
Random. Definitely gonna subscribe to this guy. Yeah, everybody, go subscribe to Jake right now.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
His link is in the descriptions. I will also put in the chat as well. Yeah, definitely do that.
Okay, so now my face isn't blocking it. I think we're good.
Yep.
So here's how we're going to optimize. So we have our parameters here. We have our RSI exit, our RSI entry, and then we're actually going to optimize the bar size as well. I need to check this box to do that. Optimize data series. Okay. So we have a minimum value and a maximum value and then an increment. Okay. So it's going to take the minimum value, try that, and then use the incrementer to try the next value. And the one that gives us the most profit, essentially, that's what it's going to return. So for the entry, let's try, let's do say 20 to 50. And we'll increment by 2. And then for the exit, let's try, say, 50 to, 80 and increment by 2. And then for the bar size, let's try 1 minute to 60 minute and maybe increase by 15. Okay, so it's going to try 1, 15, 30. Well, actually, it's going to do 16 because it's starting at 1. So I'm gonna do the minimum to 15. So it'll try 15, 30, 45, 60. Okay. It's going to optimize for 720 days, so 2 years, and then try for 180. So all of 2019, all of 2020, it's going to optimize, and then 2021 is all out of sample. Okay. So let's give it a run. It's going to be 2,000 iterations.
Are those parameters the ones that you usually use?
So the RSI entry and exit?
No, I mean like the walk forward, like the time periods.
Yeah, so there's no, I use all different values. But yeah, mostly for walk forward, my general rule is at least 2 years in sample and then 2 years out of sample. Or sometimes I'll optimize every 30 days, but the actual back test has to be at least 2 years for me to be somewhat happy with it. That way you're getting different market cycles, potential crashes, potential big news items and big kind of price changes factored in. That way you don't have what's called like, fake alpha or a strategy you think is good, but you don't have enough data that, if you actually ran the back test for a year longer, it would have failed. But yeah, generally 2 years is my go-to.
Gotcha.
All right, so let's see the results, guys. We ran it, it finished. Oh, it didn't make any trades. Okay, so that's very interesting. So it picked.
There is a dip though, right?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. It could have been because, give me 1 second. I think it's not a bug, but it's a setting I didn't enable. Sorry, guys. I think it should work now. We're going to rerun it. Thanks, Jimmy. I appreciate it. Okay, we got some results now. Okay, so I will make this a window so you can see a little bit. All right, so it ran out of sample for all of 2021. Well, it looks like it started December 21st. Sorry if you guys can't see. I can't zoom in on this platform. I apologize.
I think we can
But
see it. Yeah, I think it's okay.
okay. So what it chose was a 62 exit and a 24 entry, and it chose 45 as the bar size. Okay. It made, let's see the percentage gain. It made 11% year to date. So January, well, technically December 21st, 2020 to today. It made 11% return on Apple out of sample. This is all out of sample. So this is great. It's great news, right? Looks like it only made 4 trades.
Ask a question.
Go for it.
Do you mind going back to where we just were?
Oh, the summary?
Yeah, the summary over there. So total net profit is $14.33. Gross profit is over here. Does this take into it's not taking into account commissions and stuff, right?
No, it is not. This is no commission. TD Ameritrade is commission free, but one setting that we should put is what's called slippage, and so yeah, it's not including commissions because I didn't set it, but I think TD Ameritrade is commission free, right? So it wouldn't affect you either way.
Gotcha. So when it's taking the okay, I see. Gotcha. Makes sense. Thanks for bearing with me there. What's slippage?
Yeah, so slippage, I should explain that. So the goal with creating strategies is you want to beat them down, beat them as much as possible. And if they still survive, then you're very confident that it's going to do well. So slippage, anytime you submit an order in the market, you never get filled at the best price. There's always someone ahead of you. There's always someone that's trading more quantity sizing or has a preferred fill. So you need to take into account that every time you submit an order, there's a percentage chance or there's a percentage deviation in you getting filled at a worse price. For example, you submit an order for Apple stock at $100. The chances of you getting filled at $100 is very low. You'll probably get, especially if it's a market order, you're probably going to get filled at $100.04. So 4 cents higher than what you thought you'd get filled at. So that difference between $100.04 and $100, so there's a 4 cent slippage. Okay. So what I like to do generally with stocks, it depends, but generally with the stocks we're trading, Tina, the Apples, the liquid companies, generally there's like a 3 to 4 cent slippage. So down here in NinjaTrader, we can actually say, all right, what's the slippage? So I'm going to put 3 here. And what you're going to see, Tina, is the results are going to get a little bit worse because now it's taking into account that every time you submit an order, it might not be the best fill. Okay. So I'm going to rerun it and you're going to see the $14 is probably going to go down to 13, but it gives you it takes into account for that slippage. So that way we get more realistic results from the back test. Did that kind of answer your question? Sorry, I kind of went on a tangent.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
See, now it only did $14.09 instead of, I think it was 33. So there was a 24 cent slippage, which is good though. That's good. Even after slippage, it's still profitable, which is great. That's fantastic. That gives you confidence that the strategy is potentially strong.
We also didn't limit the amount of money or anything, right? It's just trading whenever the RSI is hitting that point, right?
It's trading 1 share at a time. So I'm going to the trades menu here. So it's trading 1 share at a time, meaning if we averaged it out, it's trading on average $123 per trade. So it only made 4 trades, and so in total you'd be trading with $400 or $500.
Gotcha. Questions. Kidu, this bot doesn't do short sells, right?
No short sells, no. Only long trades. Shorting is too risky.
I think you actually did a video about that, how you don't do short trading anymore.
Yeah, I still do, but I trade futures, not stocks. So they're a different asset class and have different rules. But shorting stocks is generally not recommended because you're borrowing shares from the broker and you got to pay interest if you hold overnight. So just to short it. So it's against you. So yeah, I don't recommend it.
Makes sense. Cool.
Anyways, so yeah, I'm really excited, Tina. I think this is really good results. I mean, out of sample, it made 11% for 6 months. I say we plug in these values and then start kind of testing and tracking your bot. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good to me. Should we just, when you say test out, should we just put it into the TD one and then, because we can't try it there, right? So I'll just have to turn it on Monday.
On Monday, yeah. So we'll turn on Monday and then we'll kind of, I'll shoot you a message over Discord and just see how it's going, just to make sure it's working properly and stuff like that. But yeah, I think that's the plan. So I'm going to minimize this, go back to Tina's bot here, and make sure the values are correct. So we got 62 exit. So let's plug that in. And what was the entry? The entry was 24. And the bar size was, I think it was 45 minute. Yeah, 45 minute. It tells you in this little parentheses here. So use 45. So our bar size, I'll just hard code it to say 45. I'll comment this out. And set it to 45. Okay. So we got 45, we got 24 and 62. I guess I'll change the comments too.
Wow, that was fast. There you go. I expected it to be a lot longer for some reason.
Yeah, no, it's pretty quick. I've streamlined things a lot. So I wanted to make sure when we did the stream, I was like, all right, everything's set up and good to go. But yeah, I think there's going to be a couple days of testing, and then, you know, we'll decide how long we want to track it for. Maybe it's a week, maybe it's a month, whatever you feel most comfortable with. Mm-hmm. And then, yeah, we'll kind of show the results to the people. That'd be great.
Yeah, I feel like it's everyone. I think it's deceptively easy the way that Jake operates, because I was looking through like some of the APIs and stuff and just like trying to understand. And I wanted to like try to build something similar to that, and it's like not as simple as it seems here. So I think you like kind of optimized it. I mean, in terms of like the blank strategy and stuff, and put that in. I wonder if we're say we're gonna do like some other sort of indicator or some other sort of strategy, how flexible do you think this code is?
Yeah, so this code is really messy, I'll be honest. It's not the neatest. I could definitely spend some more time making it neat. But if we wanted to make another strategy, this code is definitely pretty flexible. I mean, we've abstracted the part where we get data and we get the open, high, lows, close prices. So if we wanted to make another strategy, what I would do is, say you didn't want to keep the RSI and you wanted to do, say, MACD or an SMA strategy. Obviously, instead of these if statements and line 25 here, you would make it, say you wanted to do MACD, you would say, you know, self.MACD is equal to TA, which has all the indicators that you need, everything in that library. And you would put, say, MACD in here and put in the required parameters, as well as the period. And then you could, you know, use that MACD to make a strategy. So I'd say it's pretty flexible. Honestly, this is the only code you need to change. 124 to 138, everything I've highlighted here, you'd only have to change this code. Everything else is kind of the same, is abstracted. So I'd say it's really flexible.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, in terms of indicators, I think you can just like kind of change them around. Have you also looked into like price action trading and like doing, because then we need to start, I guess, like tracking the values. We're like drawing lines and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I have some trading systems. Actually, one of my most successful trading systems recently is a grid trading system, and it literally just draws lines on the chart. And if it breaks above those lines, it will buy. If it breaks below, it will actually short. So I've done stuff for price action. I have strategies that buy on certain weekdays and they sell a week later. So yeah, we could do that as well. We could do price action. We could do, honestly, we could do anything you want. I've seen success in all basically in all forms. And it's just essentially layering those strategies together to diversify as much as possible and, you know, trading different assets as well. So You can find success anywhere, honestly, as long as you just put in the work and you do the back testing, you do out of sample, you include commissions, you include slippage, and then from there you run it live. And sometimes it's profitable, sometimes it's not. It's just a matter of turning it on or off, essentially.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, I am so excited. Thank you so much, actually, just walking through with me, like, and
No
all
problem.
of us. I'm sure everybody as well. Like, we probably learned so much just from watching that. And if we try to figure it out ourselves, like, I don't know how long, Jake, it took you to figure this out yourself. I feel like it would take me a really long time.
Yeah, it took me a while. So I wanted to speed things up for you, so we weren't kind of like spending a ton of time, setting up all the libraries and stuff like that. And that way people watching can get enough information where they learn enough and they can have the tools they need to start, but also, that they're not sitting here for 6 hours straight while we build this thing. So
For sure.
I want to meet in the middle.
I really want to just, take that strategy, like take the backtesting one. I want to try out some other ones as well. Like I would really like to try out some of the price action ones. I think it should actually work okay, right? Because we have all the bars, so you just need to. Okay, is this TA module good enough so that it does that for you too?
I don't know about price action. So the way we did the bars, you're right. We could draw a line at the high or at the low, and then if it breaks below that, say buy, for example. TA has I don't think it has price action in it. It just has the normal calculated indicators like RSI, SMA, MACD, that sort of thing. I don't think it has like price action. So price action, we'd have to, once again, like all the code we have to change would be here, but we wouldn't. I don't think we could use a TA. We'd have to kind of build that customly, where we draw the lines and we say, hey, break above, break below, or whatever it may be.
Gotcha. Should we listen to Kidu backtest these values in GME just for meme's sake?
Where is that? Hold on. GME just for meme's sake. Sure.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Let's try GameStop here. So the thing with GameStop, though, here's my take. It's recent, right? So the move has already happened, like the volatility, the craziness. So, I'll run it and we'll see what it gives. But because it's so recent, the chances of it happening again are extremely low, right? So we're optimizing the last 2 years. And the last 2 years, GameStop has what kind of, was kind of plummeting in price because, who goes to GameStop to buy games anymore, right? But let's see what the results show. So GameStop. Here's the results. The results are in. $89 in profit, which is a 107% gain, which makes sense. It made 3 trades. Yeah, did pretty well. But once again, recently it happened, right? Like this is just back testing. Yes, this is out of sample, which is good, but the chances of this pattern recurring are extremely slim. But there you go, kid. There's your results. 107% profit.
I think this is also just what, this is an example of when you can do this and then you think everything's great. And then when you actually do it, like, and you start experimenting with your real money, then, not so great.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly.
Oh, I was also curious, like when say we're doing this only for one stock, right? If we wanted to for multiple stocks, would you just build multiple ones and let them all run individually, or is it more like a portfolio?
Yeah. So what generally what I do is, so if we looked at NinjaTrader, what you can do is have multiple, they call it instruments, but it's multiple symbols for one strategy. And then it's still the same strategy, but every symbol kind of has its own instance per se. And it would be all in my account. So I have some strategies that trade 4 different symbols. And with NinjaTrader, it kind of groups them together under that strategy. Now, if we did something with Python, say in your example, you're bought from scratch. With tdameritrade, we can stream multiple symbols at the same time. So what we would do if we wanted to do that, Tina, in this line here, line 94, we can actually comma separate the symbols if we wanted to. So we could say stream 4 symbols at the same time, say all the FAANG stocks, right? And that way the on-bar update would actually run individually for each symbol. and it would trade all 5 at the same time, which, from a diversification standpoint is better to do that. But yeah, that's how we would do it. And it would just, be 1 share for each. So at the most you'd have, say with FAANG, you'd have five stocks in your portfolio at the same time, just trading 1 share each.
Gotcha. And you can also have logic interacting. So like if this one's in position, then you want only 3 out of 5 or something like that.
Yeah. We could build some cool stuff saying, if we're in a position of, I don't know, an oil stock, ExxonMobil, don't buy this or buy this kind of thing. So yeah, you could do that where you could, use, they call it pair trading, but we use 1 pair to influence another pair. So yeah, definitely possible.
Okay. Well, I think we've covered most of everything, haven't we?
I think so. That was a lot quicker than I thought. Like,
yeah.
I'm glad we were able to go at a good pace. Yeah. So what did we do? We explained the TD bot. We coded the initial entry and exit with buying at 30, selling at 70. And then we back tested it. The results were pretty good, but then we did an optimization to get the results even better. Then I updated the code to reflect those results, and all that's left is to run it and kind of see how it does.
Yep. That was it sounds like a lot that we actually went through too. Is there anything? So okay, what do you guys want to do then? Do we want to use the remaining time and make something else? Maybe look at NinjaTrader, or any suggestions? Jake, I don't know if you're down.
Yeah, I got I'm available for definitely another hour. So if they want to, if we're down to do something else, I'm cool with that. We can look at NinjaTrader. We can look at a new strategy. Let us know in the chat there, because that was faster than I thought.
Hey, yeah, subscribe to Jake's channel. Hey, Jake, getting some subs here.
I know, I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. I hope I can provide value to you guys and kind of give you a head start with this algo trading. So that's great. Do you have a good real-time screener to recommend? Personally, I do not. I don't use any.
What's a real-time screener?
It's a way of, say, filtering stocks. So you can do say you wanted to filter stocks based on a parameter, say RSI. You want all stocks that have a current RSI of 30. It would actually filter those and show those results in like a user interface. And then you could, use those stocks to influence your trades.
I see. Oh, I usually just go look at TradingView, but recently I was playing around with the TD API, looking at price history, and then I just took them and then screened it myself.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it's not real time though. So I think, I don't know. There's actually a way of doing it. I guess you can just code it with the price history, just have the streaming data in, and then just filter it yourself.
Exactly. Yeah. Like in that on-bar update, we could have our own, where we have an if statement that is the filter, right? But I think TD, they do limit you. You can only, I think, get 100 symbols or 500 symbols at a time, in real time, which kind of sucks, because in the Thinkorswim platform, you can get as many as you want, but they, when you access their API, they kind of limit you, because obviously they're a business, and they can't have people getting gigabytes of data from them without paying, right?
Gotcha. Yeah. They do have the movers though, on the TD API, you can get the certain percentage movers. Or else otherwise, because this is kind of a new question, an issue that I've been facing when I'm just consistently trying to learn how to trade, is that I eventually run out of symbols that I know to trade. So I go and try to find tickers to look at, and I just do that through screeners from TradingView and also FinViz. But it's not the best, I feel because it's very limited. It's you just specify a certain RSI or whatever, and then you just screen it, and you just and then I just go to TD and I look at every single one and see which one it is to trade. I was wondering if you have any solutions to that.
Yeah, it's not really efficient. So the thing is with scanning for stocks, right? How does the scanned stocks correlate with profits that you make, right? So in all the strategies I build, I trade the same stuff every time. I trade the S&P, the NASDAQ, the oil, gold, that stuff. It's always the same. So in all my back tests, they're the same symbols. I haven't found a way to, take the scanned symbols that you get for a day, or the screen symbols, and kind of correlate some type of, net return with them with a strategy. It's very difficult. But generally, what most people do is they kind of have they screen the stocks, but then they have sectors, right? Every company has a sector. So when you get the screen stocks, you divide them by sector. So you get all your oil stocks, your bank stocks, your tech stocks, right? After you get the scanner, and then you use those to influence your trades. And that way you have some type of initial diversification. So if you enter those 3 trades, at least they're in different sectors. So if one doesn't do too well, hopefully the other ones are uncorrelated and kind of reducing your risk, and they're hopefully winning more than the losers kind of thing. So that's where I would start. But I agree, it's very overwhelming getting all those screened results and then trying to trade them. It's actually very time consuming.
That's why I was getting tempted by Forex, actually, because there's like a much more limited number of pairs.
Yeah.
So I was actually thinking about doing that.
Yeah, much easier. And I think they trade 24 hours, 6 days a week. So they trade quite a bit. So you can, they're much more easier to run trading systems for because they trade more often and there's less kind of session closes. So it's much more a smoother process. And I trade futures, which are kind of in the similar realm where they trade a longer time frame and there's less session closes. So they're better to run trading systems on because I can run them overnight and not have to worry about not being in trades or stuff like that. So just Forex is a little bit riskier because it's leverage. So you get higher potential returns, but also higher risk. And with stocks, it's lower risk compared to Forex and stuff like futures. So it's a good start.
Yeah, the hedge funds on Forex, I feel like that space in terms of alpha is so
it can be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how's it for futures? Sorry.
Futures, yeah, as well. Futures are leveraged as well. So basically, you're putting up a small amount of money, and your broker is kind of matching the rest. So you can make more than what you put in, but also you could lose more and lose more than what you put in. You could actually get what's called a margin call, where your broker is like, "Hey, sell your position," and we're slapping a fee on you. But yeah, with the funds, they're trading everything. They have some funds that just trade stocks. I know someone that they go long on stocks. I know some funds that trade Forex or futures. It's whatever. They have some type of vision, and that vision can be multiple assets, or it could just be one, whatever they think they can get the most kind of return on. But yeah, Forex definitely is. I think they're the highest liquid asset traded every day. So it's what most people are doing. Yep.
Do we have any suggestions in the chat?
Yeah. Let's see what people are saying.
Farhan, will this work on TradingView?
TradingView, yeah, good question. So TradingView is a little bit of what I call a mixed bag. You can build trading systems to automatically buy and sell for you with TradingView with like indicators. So say in TradingView, you can like draw on a chart saying, hey, buy if RSI blows 30. You can do that without coding. And then you could actually use what's called a webhook, right? And a webhook is a command that's sent over the web, usually to a URL, right? To a website. And that in that webhook, you can customize what it says. So if that buy signal draws on the chart in TradingView, you can send a webhook, and then from there you could do something with what Tina's doing, where you have the TDAmeritrade kind of API run on the back end and submit a buy order. Now, if you want to back test it, or you can also do that in TradingView with their Pine script editor, I think it's called. But you can't submit trades through their Pine script, through their proprietary coding language. So if you want to submit trades, you have to use webhook to do that, and then have kind of a custom backend on your end. So all in all, it is possible to do that. It's just that you can't do it exactly in the TradingView platform. You kind of have to have your own web server on the back end handling the trades.
Cool. Let's see. Sorry, I feel like I'm just lagging a little bit. My entire thing is lagging. Are there new comments?
The last one, yeah, they're coming in. What about sentiment indicators? That's the last one I see.
Let me just refresh. But yeah, go ahead and answer.
What about sentiment indicators? So personally, I haven't. I've delved into it a little bit. I've tried sentiment analysis with Twitter posts and with articles as well, with the news articles from like CNBC and stuff like that. But I haven't. I've only built the fundamentals where it works and it gives it a rating of, 1 or 0, but I haven't used that for any of my real-time strategies. So Paul, to answer your question, I haven't done enough research to see if they're successful or not. I'm sure there's people out there that have sentiment indicators that do pretty well.
Someone did have a suggestion, I think, for try a volume EMA 50 strategy. Should we do that?
Volume EMA? Yeah, let's do it. I'm down. Let's do that.
Should I do it this time?
Yeah, let's get you to do it. So I guess I should send you the new code then, right?
Oh, yeah. I actually altered your version a little bit too, because I thought I was going to be like typing it. But
I know, me too, actually. I'm sorry. I feel like I hijacked you and
No, not at all. Please don't apologize. Like, I thank you so much, because I was so nervous because I didn't know what was happening and I haven't coded it before. And I was like, oh my God, what if like I type, I'm just like, how do you, what does this mean?
Yeah.
But I feel a little better now because I watched you do it, and it's okay. We're all learning here.
Okay. So let me send you the new file on, you want me to send it on your Discord?
Yeah, you can send it to me on Discord. I just hide all my, I just hid like all my config stuff, but I guess we're not running it anyway. So, okay.
Yeah, I should have done a config file. That was a amateur mistake on my end. Okay, so let's send you this file here.
While you do that, I'm going to answer Gary's question. Are women afraid to stomp on bugs and squish them flat? I don't think so. At least this woman isn't.
Oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay. That was the today file, yeah. All right, I just sent it to you.
Oh, and Crow also wants to know more about NinjaTrader. Yeah, I'm down to actually know more about NinjaTrader too after this.
Yeah, sure. So I'm not, by the way, I'm not sponsored by NinjaTrader or anything. I use them. Just a disclaimer out there. I'm not a pro VIP affiliate. So NinjaTrader, they are two things. They are a brokerage, so you can only for American residents, but you can trade futures or Forex through them, just like any other brokerage like TD Ameritrade or Interactive Brokers. And then number two, they also make software to be able to automate strategies. And they allow you to backtest, they allow you to optimize, to run strategies live, both in real time or a paper trading account. They allow you to pull up charts, submit orders. So it's an all-in-one. Their software is catered to people that want to automate trading systems. And you can actually use their platform for free until you want to go live. Once you want to go live, there is a payment required. It's kind of closed source from there, but they provide a lot of value with their platform. There is some limitations, of course, as well. They're only in C#, so they use the .NET framework. So you have to use C#. So that's one of the limitations. There's also a couple others, but overall, it's a very powerful platform. And if you're looking to get into automated trading and algo trading and quant trading, definitely check out NinjaTrader. They're a great start.
I think I will be after this, because I'm pretty interested in trying this out more. Although I guess like we could technically use the free platform if we want to do like the forward testing and back testing stuff, right?
Yep, we could.
It's just a pain in the butt a little bit. I think if you just, because then you're like do that and then you put it here and then you code it. And then
you gotta like make it in two places, right? And then make sure they mimic each other.
Let me share my screen.
Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad I could explain very well. Crow. I'm assuming, I think that's how I say it, Crow.
Can you guys see the strat? It's not strat.
Yep.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just scrolling back. I forgot what it is that we're making. What is it that we're making again?
I think it's volume EMA.
EMA, was it 50? 50?
Just EMA.
Okay. Let me just...
Oh yeah, try a volume and EMA 50 strategy.
Okay. Let's do vol.
Yeah. And EMA.
I assume that TA has all of these.
CA has EMA volume. We might have to get from the bar. So if you scroll down, Tina, to I think it's near the bottom. Oh, we don't save the volume. We need to save that.
We have the bar here, right? So like where's the bar clock?
I think it's up a little bit.
Okay, we can just have another variable, right? With just
yeah. So we have self.volume, right? Which is good. So we initialize it, but we don't set it to what TD Ameritrade's sending to us. So we have to do two things. So number one, let's set the volume to what TD Ameritrade is sending us. So if you go back to on bar update, near the bottom where it says update bar.
Is this big enough, by the way? Should I make it bigger?
I think you're good. I can see it pretty good.
On bar update. Here we go.
Yep. And then down a little bit more. So you see where it says where we append a new bar? I think it's line 142.
142. Here it is.
Yep. So if you did self dot current bar dot volume.
Oh, so we only have the close price right now. Is that
correct? Yeah. So we need a new line that we save the volume as well. Okay. So I'd make a new line after that. Yep. Perfect. And then set dot volume is equal to, I'll double check that. I'm assuming it's volume in all caps, but I'll double check their API. Just double checking that it's volume in all caps. Yep, it's volume in all caps. So now one more thing though that we have to do. The problem is we're not, so with volume is the amount of trades it's making per time frame, right? Mm-hmm. So we actually want to increase the volume every time we get a new bar. So what we have to do, I think we have to create a separate local variable, or sorry, we have to increase it. So if you go to back to the bottom where you wrote that code, so after print new bar and we append a current bar, we want to increase the volume by the bar volume. So line 143 where you set volume is equal to bar volume. That bar volume needs to be an added volume. So
so I think we need to plus equal then, right? Can we just do that? Because we're just adding it to the total volume.
Yeah, I think we can. I think you're right. If we do plus equal.
Anybody on the chat reading correct? Let me see. So self.current bar zero dot close, and then volume. I think we're just appending that volume.
Yeah. I think we should be fine with that.
I think. Yeah.
Check the chat.
Anybody? Did we do something wrong? You good?
Yeah, I think we're good. Cool. Any free REST API to fetch real-time data besides Yahoo? Yeah, Paul, check out Alpha Advantage. I'll type it in the chat.
Doesn't TD also have it?
It is, but you have to have a fund, or I guess it is, yeah.
You don't have to authorize for just the price data.
You need to create a TD account, but you don't have to fund it. So technically TD is free as well. So yeah, you could use TD as well. Now there's an asterisk there. I think you need to be American to do that. If you're Canadian using TD, you have to fund an account before you can use their API.
You know what's that's fun fact, everyone. TD stands for Toronto Dominion.
It does. It does.
What is this discrimination against your own people?
I know. I love saying that too. Like I'll always kind of correct someone, be like, "Oh, you know, TD's Toronto Dominion." They're like, "Oh, I didn't know that." I was like, "Yeah, cool."
Like, seriously, this is ridiculous. Come on, TD. Get your shit together.
Yeah, get your stuff together. I'm Canadian, so that's why I have so much pride in it.
Me too.
Buddy. Yeah, that's why we say it, right? Because it's like we gotta let people know. We gotta say, "Hey, it's Toronto Dominion."
Yep. Okay. Let's check in the chat. Make a new line, keep it simple, code readability. I think this is pretty readable if we're just adding it like that instead of creating a separate variable. I think this is okay. Right.
Yeah.
Just like
it's adding to the volume.
Yeah, add to volume. Okay, I'm gonna do it your style.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm not. Yeah, whatever you want to do. So I'm just thinking here, Tina. That line, you see where we build real-time bar 149?
Yes.
I think it has to be down there because that's outside the if statement. So that if statement, remember, it only runs every 45 minutes right now. But we want to increase the volume, right? And then once that 45-minute mark hits, that's what we set it to. So yeah, paste it down there.
So wait, this is like if self the current bar open is equal to 0.
Correct.
Is equal to bar. Sorry, I'm just trying to understand.
Sure. I'll try and explain it a little bit. So we're saying if it's equal to 0, we want to set the open price because there's a new bar object created. And we create a new bar object every time the minute closes. So if it's 45, once that 45-minute mark hits, we create a new bar object. So technically open is set to 0, highs set to 0 and stuff like that because we've created a new blank object. So with the volume, we don't need to check that because we always want to append to it. But something like the open price, we only want to set once, right? Because the open price is, okay, what did the bar open at? Never set it again until the next bar. So I think that's where we want the code, right? We add the volume and then we're good because it'll append the volume as we get new data. And then once the minute closes, it'll be that total sum of the volume. And then we just create a new bar object, meaning the volume gets set back to 0.
Okay, so I think in that case, we can just, the stuff over here, we can just comment this part out and make it into the EMA.
Yeah.
And the, what was it again? Volume, right?
Volume, yeah.
So I'll just comment this part out. So we need to calculate, let's do EMA 50 bar close. So did I make an EMA variable? I did. So dot EMA 50 is equal to, not sure which function it is.
Yeah, TA dot, it might be momentum. Try dot momentum. Dot.
Oh, there you go. What's the difference?
No, it's not those. I don't think it's in momentum. It's probably in I'll check for you. It would be like, it would say exponential moving average because that's like the full name. So it'd be TA dot. It's going to tell me. Oh, cool. They have pattern recognition too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. EMA. Oh, it's an overlap. So try typing TA dot overlap.
I think we didn't import. Oh no, you imported all of TA.
Yeah. My fault. No, it doesn't work.
EMA.
Should be auto completing.
Yeah, it should
Overlap
be.
studies.
It's called overlap study.
No, the module is called overlap. I don't know why it's not.
It's TA.overlap, right?
Yeah, because we imported all.
Yeah, we can just try importing it.
We can try it, yeah, and then we run it on Monday. We'll see.
TA import.
Oh, it is overlap. Yep.
I can't spell. Over.
So I actually try. You could try running the Python file and see if it can find overlap, just to confirm.
Okay. Okay, so I actually haven't used VS Code before. How do I run it?
Top right. See that? I think the green play button.
It's like my share screen is there, so I can't. Oh, okay. Cool.
Try that. Yeah.
Close the app normally. No reason.
No reason. I think that's because the market's closed. But I'm assuming it worked because it would have said, "Oh, cannot find overlap from TA." So I think we're good.
All right. Let's go back.
I think we're good.
Here. So stuff that you made is equal to TA.overlap.
Yep.
Dot EMA50, right?
I think it might be .ema. Hold on, I'm just pulling out the documents here. If I can find it. GitHub. init.py.
Now this is true life coding, my friends.
That's right. We are in the trenches here.
This is what it really looks like. Like no idea what it is. Look up everything. So when people ask me,
what we're doing.
Yeah, and people are always like, "Oh, Tina, I never know how to code. I'm always just like, stuck on it." But like, this is literally what it's like. So.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, maybe.
No, it's not overlap. I'm a dummy.
I can't even find it.
I was looking at the wrong library the whole time. I was looking at TA-lib, not TA.
Is it EMA TA.trend.ema indicator?
Yeah, I think so. Whoever commented that, or if that was you, respect.
Who commented on the chat? I wasn't looking at it.
Oh, is that from you?
I was just looking it up, but I just copied it here. TA.trend.ema indicator. So
yeah, that has to be it.
50 is equal to. It wants a pandas, so int is equal to 14. Window, fill NA. It's gonna be true. Here. And I think they use the same one, self.close array.
The close price, yeah.
It's already in a pandas series. Cool. And then you just
put in the print too, so that way when we test it tomorrow, we make sure it prints. Yeah. I'll check the chat while you're doing that. Feeling actual coding vibes right now. 5 minutes searching, 1 minute typing.
Like what's happening?
That's a good one, Naveen. Hi, I'm new here. Can you tell me what you are doing? Mohammed, we're building a trading bot, so to automatically trade in the stock market for us. Where do you find the documentation for the API data? I'm assuming, Crow, you're referring to TD Ameritrade. I will link it in the chat.
what I'm writing here is for the strategy. I was thinking like basically if price is greater than EMA 50, then we buy.
Sure.
Something like that. Any input from the chat?
Yeah, if
any
you guys,
objection?
Yeah, if you have any suggestions for the strategy, type it in the chat.
I'm assuming if you're actually not in the position and you try to buy it again, it would just throw an error, right? Or would it just buy another
one? Technically, it would buy another one if it submits a buy order, we immediately change the Boolean to true. So I think it would be impossible for it to buy again unless, I guess, if you restarted the application while you were in a position. But because we're setting a Boolean, I think it would be impossible, right? With that and check statement.
That's scary though. So what if you forgot?
Yeah. So what I'd recommend, what we could do is check your current positions to see if you're in that stock already. And if the symbol is the same of what you submitted, don't submit a buy order.
True. Yeah, I think that's a better way of just making sure that you don't forget to check.
Yeah.
Let's just go do this for now though. I think you guys are all extra pairs of eyes to make sure I don't blow up my account. Okay, so any objections in the chat? I haven't checked.
Vio Noob is saying if 50 moving average is greater than 200 buy.
Oh, okay. We can do that, I think.
That is the golden cross.
Oh, this is not even, I rolled 14. I didn't even do 50. There you go.
Yeah, you want 50 EMA, yeah.
We can do that. What do you think, Dick?
Yeah, we could do 2 EMAs. We could have 2 variables, a 50 and a 200. Yep.
Need to make a new variable up here. EMA 200. Oh wait, I need to initiate in the bot itself, right? Because this is, wait.
You initiated it.
I'm confusing myself. This is a list.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not appending it. I'm just making it equal, I think. Aren't I?
Yeah. So what the ta.trend and EMA indicator, so I think that appends the list in the constructor. So that does it for you because we have a panda series with the close array on line 127 of all the previous close prices. And then we pass that into the EMA indicators constructor. And that way it will append the values.
I see.
Because that close array is getting bigger each time because a new close price is being added to it.
So it really just recalculates. Oh, okay. I see that it just recalculates it every time.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay. So if price is greater, so not price. If EMA 50 is greater than EMA 200, and we are not in position, then we buy. So if EMA 50 is greater than,
yeah, it's a list, so we'd have to do
true.
We have to check, we need to do like a cross check, right? So we check not the latest index, but the one before it. If 2 indexes back, it's below 200, and then the last one is now greater than 200. Does that make sense?
Wait, can you say that again?
So we have 2 EMAs, they're lists, right?
Yeah.
So you want to check that. I guess
we just check. So what it returns here is a list with the last value, right? Couldn't we just check the last value?
Yeah, you're right. I'm trying to do a big brain moment, but it's just not needed.
See, that's a problem. We can't even check because we don't actually know until we run it if we miss something.
Exactly, yeah. So tomorrow is going to be testing day.
I might just call you up just for moral support.
Yeah. No, I'll be here.
So is greater than self.ema 200 last one.
I didn't know that -1's the last one. I was using length.
Oh, this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not a Python pro yet.
Convenient. You know, I actually know Java better than Python. It's my
Really?
dirty secret. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, yeah.
So when you told me,
I'll keep it safe.
you and the 100 or so people watching. So I'm actually fine like with NinjaTrader because it's in C#. It's actually, I think C# is quite similar to Java from when I was doing it last time. So I was actually like pretty comfortable with that.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
And not in position. See what I did there? I forgot that part.
Busted. Busted. Not in position yet.
Just that line, you guys. My blood pressure is running, like going higher. Okay, then we want to submit a buy order. So I think I can just do what you have here. And then make in position. True. All right. And then when should we sell? Should we just sell when it's the other way around?
Yeah, we could sell when it crosses below. So when EMA 50 is less than EMA 200. Kidu says, Tina, you should be ashamed for being a Java pro. Damn.
Hey, at least I'm not a JavaScript pro.
Hey,
I'm actually horrible.
Whoa there. I love JavaScript.
Really? You love JavaScript? Oh my God, I hate JavaScript.
Node.js? Have you used Node.js before?
I have. Okay, my problem with JavaScript, right? There's just like too many brackets. I really dislike that.
We can no longer be friends. I'm sorry. JavaScript.
Oh, no.
You threw me under the bus there.
You do web development? I didn't know you did any web stuff.
Yeah, well, I built some my clients' work. They want it on the web, so I've been using Python mainly. I'll be honest. But in a previous life, I did a lot of web development, and Node.js was my go-to. And then some of the websites I have, it's in Node.js. So
I did not know that. I have greatly offended Jake. We can't be friends anymore.
Team JavaScript.
You should watch my video where I'm like, I learned JavaScript in 3 hours. That's why I hate JavaScript.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch it after this and comment. Be like, yeah, now you like JavaScript, don't you?
Horrible.
Yeah, so sell market, and then the if statement, I think it needs and in position.
Catch.
JavaScript's a titan. You can't disrespect it. That's right, Naveen.
I've greatly offended the people.
JavaScript is the new Java. Facts.
Stop.
Facts.
No. Okay. Farewell, friends. Goodbye. We're leaving now.
Oh, man.
You know what? I'm gonna say something very controversial here. All right, you guys ready? I would rather sit there and manipulate pointers in C than do JavaScript.
What? Damn.
I freaking hate C.
I can't take this heat. There's a difference between Java and JavaScript. Emoji. Yes, there is a difference. Yeah.
Very, very different. Okay, so is that good? My extra pairs of eyes. Did I do it?
So if self, can you scroll up a bit so the first one's in there? Is greater than, and then if it's less than equal to, and in position, sell market, self symbol.
Submit a sell order. Sell.
Sell order. Yep. Yeah, it looks good to me. EMA 50, TA trend. Now the .EMA indicator is weird because when I did the RSI, all I had to do was ta.momentum.rsi. But I guess maybe there's like an alias of how it works. EMA indicator. Because yeah, I see it. Okay.
You mean what it returns?
Yeah, so line 130 and 131. It's just weird that it auto completed to EMA indicator instead of just .EMA.
Oh, I didn't even.
but it says it's, yeah. Okay. I guess it's fine. Maybe there's two ways of writing it. You can either write, like what I did, I just did lowercase RSI and it worked, but I guess EMA indicator also works. Or like maybe there's two ways of writing the constructor. So I guess we're fine. Other than that, I think we're good.
Yeah. I'm looking at the documentation for EMA indicator, and that's what it says. Because I just I actually, it wasn't autocomplete. I copy pasted it directly from the documentation.
Okay.
That's how.
Yeah, I trust you then if you're doing that.
Don't trust me. Let's see. Oh, okay. You know what it is? It's so it's EMA indicator. It actually calls that. So this is an object.
Okay.
So I think what I actually want is EMA. Like what I want is, yeah, actually nice catch. Really. Although I don't think I would have lost my money in this case. I think it would have just not worked.
No, yeah, I would have just not
I think this is
stop there.
what it is. Let me just double check. Maybe you can double check with me too.
Yeah.
I think it's pa.trend. So it close window and fill NA is equal to false. Yeah. So that was the constructor first. You can actually, so wait. So that's interesting. So you make okay, I see. So this is a function and it calls that directly. So that's actually an object, an EMA indicator object.
Correct. Yeah. And
Gotcha.
then with you calling the function, it returns a panda series.
Yeah.
So panda data series.
What we want, I think.
Yep.
Cool. Wait, actually, is that what we want? If we're doing a data series, it's not a list, right? So can we still index it like this?
I think you're right.
No, I'll just do what you did. Let me just do what you did here.
That's what, yeah. Let's try just .ema, and then tomorrow when we test it, we'll see if it prints.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, you just like, you mean just leave it and then?
Yeah, so leave it, but line 130 and 131, TA trend, just do .ema.
Oh, no, sorry. I wasn't talking about that part. I was talking about like this part. You know how, because what it returns is it's a panda series, right?
Correct.
So
yeah.
I don't know if you can index it with -1 if you're doing a series. I know you can do it that list. I don't know if you can do that with a series. Does anyone know? Does anyone try that out on their terminal? I guess I can like
Python pros, we need you right now. We
Yeah,
need you to the rescue.
Don't remember. I can open my command prompt and just try it out. Import pandas as PD. Well, I can't even try it out. Apparently that crashes my computer.
Market isn't open.
Because oh no, I mean like, can someone just try out, see if you can index a panda series with a -1?
Tina 1, JavaScript 0.
How is this related to JavaScript?
Yeah. I don't know. Do you have any recommendations about trailing stop loss implementation? I would say, Paul, try it out. See, backtest it. See if trailing stops give you better results. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Just depends. So we're trying to see if we can index a panda data series
with a -1. Because like I said, I can just copy what you did.
For now, yeah.
Yeah, I think we might as well just do that. Because I tried opening up a terminal to do it, but that just crashes my computer. So I guess I'm trying to do a live stream and code at the same time. Yeah, let me just to be safe, we can always change that later. Okay. Let me just run whatever this is. Cool. Okay. And we wanted to do vol as well, right? What about vol? We wanted to do?
Yeah. So this strategy is random strategies. So random. Oh, here we go. Here's what he says. So I think we're doing that crossover where the 50 is above the 200. And he's saying store the last 7 bars volume in an array. If the last bar volume is relatively bigger and the 50 EMAs is below, open a buy position.
Wait, what?
All right, random. I need you to explain the strategy in one message. I think what he's saying is the volume has to be like X% bigger than maybe the average, and that EMA needs to be above. So I think we'll have a variable. So we're storing the volume, right? So we'll have a variable saying minimum volume, for example, and the volume needs to be above that minimum volume in addition to this EMA thing for it to buy. So we have kind of 2 layered if statements. But random, is that cool with you? I don't know if he's even here. It's been a while back. This is random strategy, essentially.
Yeah, we're doing your strategy right now. I know I hope he didn't just leave.
Yeah.
Okay, so what I understand.
He wasn't even aware.
And then it's like, on Monday, it's like random. What?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna write that down. So my understanding, so we take that volume, so 7-day volume, so past 7-day volume, and get the minimum, right? So we get the minimum of that, and if today's volume is greater than minimum volume, then
I think it's just the 7 bars. So the last 7.
Okay.
If it's greater than the minimum.
But like minimum from when? Ever?
I guess ever, yeah. So we could either get the lowest value of the past 7 bars, or we could just have a separate variable that says, okay, this is the minimum volume it needs to be.
I guess we can do that and just have it update every time it gets the new volume.
Yeah, we're already saving the volume, right?
Yes. So volume, why don't we just get like I'll just make a min volume here.
Sure.
Do I need to do that actually? I think I do.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the easiest way.
Okay, let's just set that to 9999. No, there was like a max, there was a way of doing like max number. I don't know what it is. Let's just do this.
Yeah, sure.
Coding skills there.
Coding pro. Learning from the best.
Please, again, not financial advice. We don't know what we're doing. Don't do what we're doing.
We're just teaching how to code.
And we don't even know how to do that either.
Yeah, and that's a little iffy at this stage.
Okay, so if and not in position.
Yep.
I don't even remember. In Python, I don't think you can even do that. I think you have to do this.
Ooh. I'm learning something new from you every day, Tina.
I don't even know if that's true. I don't remember. I'm pretty sure you can't just split it by line. I think you have to do that. Okay, so 7-day volume, get the minimum. We did store our volume, right? What was it called? Was it just called
it's volume? In our current bar object.
Oh, okay, so self.volume. Okay, so we want to get if self.volume is greater than min vol.
Self., yeah.
Then we can do that. And then what about selling? Do we care?
Yeah, selling, just leave it. Because we want it to sell like relatively, not quickly, but the volume might not match up when we're going to sell. Okay. So, but going back to line 140, I don't think it's self.volume. I believe it's isn't it self.current bar?
140.
Yeah, I think it's self.current bar .volume. Unless I don't think we have a volume variable for the bot class. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Self-declared about that volume. Okay. And then we just need to get the min vol. So we have to be setting the min vol. We should be doing that when we actually get the bar, right?
Yeah, I think so.
So we probably want it here.
Yeah, let's do that.
So if, oh, by the way, Python, you don't need to have parentheses either.
What's that?
You don't need to have parentheses in Python.
Oh, okay.
When you do the if statements.
I gotta start writing these down.
No, it's all good. It works. It's just like you don't have to.
I gotta sign up for Tina's class here in Python.
No, don't. I don't know what I'm doing.
What do you mainly code? What's your main language? Java, right?
No. So it's like a combo of SQL and Python, sometimes R, because I now that I do data science, I don't really work with like classes and like object-oriented stuff as much anymore. So it's more just like write script, get it to work. And I just do whatever is easiest, which is usually a combo of SQL and Python. But I use it's like pandas and stuff. So it's actually very different from base Python. Although this is fun, I miss doing this kind of stuff. So bar if self dot current bar dot, oh no, we're actually appending. So actually what we want is if bar volume, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Bar volume
is less than self. Then self.
Naveen says parentheses help in debug.
True.
Maybe. I guess if you have a breakpoint, maybe if you don't have it, I don't know. Maybe it doesn't show the values. Okay, so if bar volume is less than the min volume, set it.
What was the thing about 7 days? Oh, we only want it for 7 days. Oh.
Or 7 bars. I don't think we want to do days. So
bars, right?
I guess we have to reset it every. If the current bar is divisible by 7, if its index is divisible by 7, we need to reset min volume.
You mean if the current bar is divisible?
You see where we append it? I think line 172, where you append it.
Oh yeah.
If it's divisible by 7, we have to reset min vol back to 9, like the big number that you had.
Wait, sorry. Self dot bars. Isn't this like continuously appending though?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, so I see what you mean. Oh, okay.
Yeah, every bar close, it appends a new bar to our self bars.
So if wait, sorry, you're saying like, so if it's divisible by 7. Oh, okay.
Because yeah, then every 7th bar, because it right now it's going to be the lowest volume of all time, right? So eventually it would never trade.
But we don't. Okay, so if you're resetting it,
yeah,
we have to take like, we don't want to just go back to the huge number, right? Because then don't we want it to be like a moving average?
Yeah, that would be smoother. Isn't there a function in Python that we could say? Isn't there like a min function that we could say min self dot bars and then 7, which would get the minimum of every 7 bars?
Yes, I believe so.
Or maybe in a, because our self dot bars isn't there min? Yeah, and then.
So you're saying we should do min self dot bars?
Yeah, and then is there a parameter that we can say 7? So it gets.
Don't know.
Oh, I'll check it out. I'll see. Sorry, I'm leaning on you for this. Yeah,
no, I don't remember.
Min returns the lowest value or the item with the lowest value in a iterable.
Oh, you can do 7? Oh,
I don't
here we
think
go.
so. Oh, here we go. Yeah, with a single.
No, I don't think so.
I'm just checking. Yeah, you can put in a list in there and it will. So right now it would get the smallest value in the whole list if we did min.self_bars.
Yeah.
So can't we, you know how you did your -1? Can't you do like -7, which would be the last 7 bars? So self.bars and then square braces. And then can't you do like -7? Or is it colon? Yeah. And
this is a list, right?
yeah.
Is our bars a list? It is. I think this is correct. I'm trying to remember. Python indexing was, I think this is, yeah, I think
that looks right to me. Yeah, the semicolon with the -7.
Yeah. So
let us know in the chat, guys. Is that correct?
we're leaning on you guys.
We literally can't test it until the market opens. So we're kind of like,
this is probably correct. Who knows?
yeah, I think it's right.
Okay, so we get the minimum of those 7, and
yep.
we can just do
just set min vol to it.
Min vols. I can actually just replace that, right? Wait, actually, so we're setting the minimum volume here, and this doesn't look right to me. Does it look right to you? Really?
It does, yeah.
Wait, set minimum. So okay, if bar volume is less than self min vol, okay, so we're setting it here, and then we're going to set it to a minimum of those 7.
Yeah. So I don't think we need lines 185 and 6. We don't need because we're already setting it to the last 7.
Yeah. I think that's correct. Yeah, because then we're just doing like self min vol, just getting the past 7. Yeah, I think this is
yep.
Okay, cool.
Awesome.
Wait, self.bars. What was bars again?
Bars is our list of bars.
So we actually want the bar volume, right?
Oh yeah, correct. Yeah.
So wait.
But no, you need to do dot volume because it's it's not a is that dictionary?
I don't know. Well, so bars is a list, isn't it? Is bars a list?
Yeah, bars is a list. Self.bars is a list.
Okay. And we want the volume. Wait, bars is a list.
Because that's bar. Yeah, that's bar is from tdameritrade, like the real-time data, and then bars is like historically the list of bars.
I see. So so from that list, we want those bars, and then we want to get only the volume. So
yeah.
Is this how it works? I don't remember.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
So that quote volume can't be used in self.bars because you know how we say above on line 183 self.currentBar.volume, right? And then we append that current bar object to our bars, which is 172. So I think we need to get the last 7 bars, but the volume of those
the last 7 bars.
Yeah.
I remember that you could do some. I don't remember this. I feel like I really need to test out. I don't remember how to do this.
Yeah, I don't know either. I'm gonna try it on my end. I'm just gonna make a simple list.
Yeah.
And
like throw in some objects. Oh, did I use a semicolon? No, I used the colon. Yeah, I used the colon. Yeah, Vio, if you guys want to help as well, please do help us like try out these different things as well. We are literally doing it on the fly. -7 included -1. I think the -7 to -1, -1 goes all the way to the end. So it's like the past 7 ones, although it might be -6 actually. Let me see. It goes all the way to there. No, it's -7. Yeah, because it's excluding -1, so it goes all the way to 0. Yeah, so it is -7 to -1. Bio noob, just so I know, all your coding talk has helped motivate me in finding a solution to a problem I've had for the past week. Thank you, big brains. I am really glad that we were able to motivate you.
Awesome. That makes me feel so good. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna sleep so well tonight.
Yeah, same. Sebi, my internet disappointing me again. Oh no. Eat some plantains. You'll be fine. Oh, and Jake just context. Sebi loves plantains. It's his favorite food. So,
Pancakes?
plantains, like
plantains.
big,
Not the banana. That somewhat banana. I love those. I love plantains.
big bananas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sebi's favorite is steamed plantains, right, Sebi?
I've had them. I've had plantain chips, like fried plantain. It's really good.
Yeah, I love fried plantains. One of my favorite. So how do we do this?
I'm trying. So min volume is equal to minimum I'm just building a simple example on my end to try it out.
Yeah, take your time. No worries.
Yeah, we can't do we can't write self dot bars dot volume -7 -1 because volume is a part of the current bar object, but not the list. So if I hit run, yeah, it doesn't work.
I feel like we need to do a while loop or something. Like get the iterate through and get the last second. I feel like that's what we're gonna have to do. So
yeah, because right now it's, yeah, we could do a for loop as well, just a little bit messier, I guess. Jake, please take everything Tina says as pure sarcasm. I've learned that. I've learned that.
I'm not a troll, you guys. I don't know what you're talking about. I think you can just do bar volume. Just say like if bar volume is less than self-dominant wall, then we can probably use like list comprehension for this. So don't judge me, you guys. I'm just gonna get it to work first. Self-dominant wall is equal to bar volume. I think we can do that, right?
Let's see. You need to say bar period volume because it's a current bar object. I know you're seeing. Oh, sorry. I know you're seeing bar volume in a as a dictionary, but that's only for streamed data.
Oh yes.
Yeah, it needs to be bar lowercase volume. Yep.
Okay.
There you go. And then same with the if statement as well. Line 189.
I think that should be.
That looks good. Yeah.
Cool. All right. And I think that should be good, right? Right.
Yep. I think we're finally good. And we use self.min volume right above in the entry. Self.current ball. Yep.
Yes.
And not in position. Awesome.
Okay, cool. I think this is correct.
It looks good to me. Yep. It's a good start. So I'm interested to see if this one will do better than the other one.
I guess will it be if we were to put it into NinjaTrader, because I guess we have to like rewrite everything, right?
Yeah, I could put it in. Wouldn't take me that long. I can do that right now.
You guys down to see?
Let's try it out.
Yeah, our attrition isn't bad at all. When we're struggling, we're at 82 people watching now. I was expecting like, damn, these people, what are you doing?
That's not bad.
Yeah. Thanks for bearing with us. It should be called like Tina and Jake learn to code.
Yeah, first time coding. Come join us. All right, so we have an EMA.
Does it distract you if I'm just gonna answer people's comments while you're doing
No,
that?
absolutely. Go for it. Go for it. We're good.
Cool. Paulo, I think they should have a design plan before coding. I agree. We should.
True.
We really should have. However, we did not have the foresight, so we did not.
We're all about genuine interactions here, and sometimes you can't plan for everything. You just gotta pull through.
Yeah. I think that's what we can always promise. Like whatever you see here, it is certainly not scripted. This is as truthful as it gets. Sebi, Jake, please take care. Tina says it's pure sarcasm. No, Sebi. Shh. No, Sebi. It's fine. No, I'm not a troll. Really, I'm actually a very a genuine person. Do you not think so? I think I am. Drew, use list comprehension to build up list of volumes after iterating through the list and then find a minimum out of that. Yes, I can certainly do that. List comprehension lambda function. You know what? I will do that. How about let's leave it like this first. I just want to see if it actually works. And then if it works, then I'll make it into list comprehension and make the code look less ugly. Sound good? Naveen says the girl who prefers C over JavaScript. Wait, list comprehension lambda function says the girl who prefers C over JavaScript. Why is that weird? I don't get it. Are list comprehensions and lambda functions, aren't they like C-based stuff? So isn't that why? Doesn't that mean that I should be wanting to use it because I like C over JavaScript? I think JavaScript doesn't do lambda functions, do they? I don't know. Sebi, I don't vibe with JavaScript well, so there you go. Sebi's on my team. Kidu, pandas is a rolling min and max function similar to this pd.rolling min. That is true. I totally forgot that. Well, you know what? We just reinvented the wheel here and just reinvented our own rolling min function. Okay, I promise we'll clean up this code after we actually get it to work. Let's like not touch it for now and just get it to work first, and then we'll fix it up. That's true. I totally forgot about that. I'll get my popcorn ready. Imran, it's not bearing. I'm learning. It's very interesting. I'm really glad that you're learning from this. Naveen, most people like stonks when. I'm not sure I understand that comment. Most people like stonks when make money and don't like stonks when lose money, usually. I think.
Yes. Love it.
Sebi, meanwhile, why is my cousin wishing me Mother's Day? Sebi, you're everybody's mother.
Oh my God, what? You're everybody's mother.
Wait,
I don't even understand.
Wait, does that have another implication? I just literally just randomly said that. I don't know what else it's supposed to mean.
Tina, I'm gonna be honest with you. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Wow.
You're everybody's mother.
I'm so flattered. Holy crap. This needs to be part of my stand-up comedy show one day.
Yeah. Get on what's that? Comedy Central.
Comedy Central.
All right, I'm almost done here.
Cool. Yeah, take your time. It's cool. I'm literally just trolling everyone now, so it's all good.
You are.
Farhan, Kidu, the stream is certainly very, very valuable. I'm glad. And I'm having so much fun too. Jacob Ursenbach, rather than coding how to trade another day, could we look at data collection and analysis for market data? You know, I am really down for that. I don't know if Jacob, if you have time or are interested in that, but I would be very interested in looking at data collection analysis, because the thing is, I've been reading some trading books and investing books, and I think I'm just like a rather skeptical person because they're like, if this happens all the time, you know, when they just say that, but I'm just like, I don't know if I believe you because you didn't actually show me evidence. So I like to take like data and actually like look at it myself because I don't trust nobody.
No, and I want to reiterate that point that you just said. I don't want to trust nobody. That's how you should view everything, especially with not only trading, but like any opinion you get online, because I find now there's a lot of like people will say something and it's just like you believe them right away. And that's a skill in its own of like not trusting anyone and seeing it for yourself and actually seeing the data and trying to visualize it yourself. I think it's really important. So I like that. But yeah, I would say, I guess when we're looking at market data, are they referring to like the price data that we're getting from TD Ameritrade?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's looking at just looking at data analysis and just kind of verifying some of the hypotheses that we have by looking at it. So instead of like just building, like, because right now we're building a bot, we're back testing it, and that's like kind of one step before that. Like if we're trying to find a strategy, for example, that could be a useful thing to do.
Absolutely. I've been working on something cool. I think you guys would like this, but how I code new strategies for myself, I actually have a tool. I call it my AI strategy tool, but it actually mines data. So it mines bar data and then will present strategies based on the results. So the best results, like basically gives me the best strategy for the mined data that it found, and it will try every indicator. It will try different patterns, and it's something I use commercially with my strategies and with my clients. And definitely, I'd be open to do that. I guess I'm almost done back testing. Give me a second here, and then we can look into that.
Yeah, that's really cool. So just sorry, just to make sure I understand, I slightly got distracted over here. So you just have, when you're testing new strategies, you have like a collection of them and then you iterate through them and try them out. Is that what you said?
So yeah, what it does is it loops through. So in the TA lib that you saw, right? It loops through every single indicator. It tries each one. It tries just buying on Mondays. It tries, different weekdays, different months. And then so I can say, all right, give me the best strategies for 2019. It'll mine all that data, try every strategy, and then give me the best one. And it says, okay, this is the best one. And that's then from there I would try it out of sample. So yeah, it's really cool. It mines data. It chooses a strategy for me, and it saves me a lot of time. Instead of hand coding a strategy by scratch each time, I can use this tool that I built. Even though I spent hundreds of hours on it, it's kind of like paying in dividends now, because now I can just use the tool to mine strategies. So it's what a lot of funds do, right? They get their kind of quant traders to use the software to generate strategies for them, and it's something I'm trying to replicate. So it's really cool and really powerful.
Oh, that's really interesting. And do you do just try every single combination then at this point?
Every combination, yeah. I run it overnight. Sometimes it takes like 10 hours based on how much data I'm trying to get. So it tries everything, every single combination. And sometimes they take 5 to 10 hours depending on how much data I'm trying to mine, and how many different parameters I'm trying to do. Obviously, if I only iterate or only increase by one each time, it takes a long time. But it's very powerful. So I guess that is kind of what, something with data science, what you would do, right? You look at previous data and you try and generate hypotheses and theses from the data that you mined, right?
Yeah. So like what you're saying is a heuristic approach, which is usually like the first approach to figuring out, like to like building out a model and the different parameters. I think there's definitely because with ML, there's some ways in which you can like kind of figure out what are the best combinations of things when you don't have to do it like completely heuristically. But with that being said, it's not like, let me just throw it into this ML algorithm and it's just going to tell me what's best. Like it doesn't really work like that. It would still, like, as your problem space gets larger and larger, I think the solution will have to start becoming an ML solution, because I'm assuming you're also iterating with each indicator. Are you also very like changing the number of days and things like that? Because if you are, then that becomes like a huge combination, right?
Yeah, the combinations can be massive. I have an option where I can say, hey, I need two combinations of indicators where, I want you to try all these indicators and then try all these, and they have to work in kind of parallel. And there's so many options, right? If you have an RSI and EMA, there's so many values you could try. And then on top of that, there's still like, okay, what if we only traded on Mondays, or what if we only traded in February's every year? What would it do? So
you could look into, like, I was thinking maybe you can look into what about like the other way around? Like you have the strategy that works for one stock, and then you use a model to determine other stocks that are similar to that stock.
Yeah. That's a really good idea. Holy crap. And finding the correlations too. That's something I want to get into as well, because I generate strategies, and sometimes I want multiple, but I want them to be uncorrelated so my risk is reduced. So that's really
Actually might be an interesting way, because then it's kind of like I guess you can call it like a lookalike model. Like you're trying to find like things that look like that one, and you can just run a correlation between them.
Yeah. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday on covariance and correlation, just learning more about it. Anyways, I digress. I have the back test done. Do you want to see it?
Yes, I do.
So it's pretty good, not gonna lie. Once again, this is only on Apple stock, so could be overfitted, but I think so far it's a great start. Oh, let's do one share. So we have our two EMAs here. They're both yellow, which isn't recommended, but
What's
it
yellow?
Buys.
Sorry. You mean the color is just literally yellow?
Yeah, they're both the same. Yeah. So we'll buy if one of them is greater than the other. The 50 is greater than the other, and the minimum volume, it's greater than the last 7 bars of minimum volume. So this isn't a great example because it buys almost immediately, but I want to find an example where it doesn't buy right away and it kind of waits a bit. So it's still buying right away there. I want to make sure the minimum volume is working as we intended. And I don't think it's not, because I don't think it is, because you can see it's buying as soon as it crosses over. So buy. So I might have to fix that up. But even without the minimum volume, it does really well. Anyways, so let's look at the return. So trading one share of Apple for, this is 3 years since 2019, did 200%. So that's pretty solid. Can't complain about that. So we could do a walk forward analysis as well, which actually I'd like to do. Yeah,
that's pretty impressive. It was random. Good, yeah. Nice strategy.
Yeah. So I'm just going to do a walk forward on the bar size, because I didn't code the EMA values as parameters yet. So let's just do bar size. Let's try the same ones, 15 to 60, and we'll increase by 15 minutes. Yep. On Apple stock, we're going to try for 2 years, 720 days, and then our test period will be 180. So that way we get some out of sample. Let's run it and see what we get. I'm excited.
While it's doing that, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick.
Go for it. Go for it. I'll handle things from here for now. Data analysis on trading, go. Wow, it wasn't profitable out of sample. Interesting. It lost 2.7%. Interesting. So yeah, that's not good. It wasn't even profitable. I mean, we could try more parameters. We could say, let's try, say a minimum of 15. We could increase to 200. Let's try that. The return percentage was negative 2.7% after the walk forward optimization. I thought it would do better.
How do we do?
Weird. It was red. It wasn't profitable, which was weird.
Sorry, I didn't have my earphones. Could you say that again?
Oh, it's all good. It's bad. It's not profitable. Negative 3%.
After you did the walk forward?
After the walk forward, yeah. So the initial back test I showed you, Tina, was just 45 minutes, like no optimization, just trading on 45 minutes. And it did really well. But after the walk forward, it's not profitable. With that being said, I mean, Apple, it's only 6 months worth of data, but yeah, not not too profitable. Now, I want to let me fix this volume thing. You see how it's buying as soon as it crosses over? It should be buying also when it's greater than the minimum volume, and I don't think that's working right now. So I think that's a bug on my end. So give me 1 second. I'm gonna try and fix it here and why it's not working. Because maybe that's why it's not profitable. Could be other reasons as well. Minimum. The volume is greater than the last 7 bars. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay. Yeah, still no dice. Interesting.
Is it doing the correct thing now?
It is, yep. So now it has to be greater than the minimum volume of the last 7 bars. So you can see this buy signal here. See how even though it crossed above here, it still had to wait a bit because that minimum volume wasn't hitting. It's interesting.
Huh. That's pretty interesting. So the walk forward actually made it worse.
It made it worse. Yep. Yeah, so if I put this back to just a back test and we did 45-minute. Actually, no, I'm curious. Let's try 45-minute, but the same length. So for 2021, we'll try 45-minute. Hit run. Was it profitable? No, yeah, it still wasn't profitable at all, even with 45 minutes. So
how many times did it buy?
It bought 3 times. First trade. So yeah, it only had 1 losing trade, but it was negative 3.5%. So it was so much that it, caused it to not be profitable. So that's very interesting.
I'm curious to see like what the volume interaction there. Might be that our volumes are not like for the losing one.
Are you saying like try changing the period instead of 7?
Yeah, I'm just curious what the volume interaction was. And I was also thinking we might just, if we can, there must be some logic that we can do to sell before the, what is it called? The report.
Yeah.
What is it called? I just literally forgot what it's called.
The EMA?
No, like the earnings report. Because I feel like the huge drop that happened.
Yeah, you're right. Well, look at this buy here. Like it bought here and it was up for a long time, but it never sold because the EMAs didn't cross down until here. It was still a profitable trade, but it missed out on a lot of money. Right? And I think you're right. That's when the earnings report happened recently. If we go back to this trade.
The losing, is this the losing one? Like, are we looking at the losing one right now?
Yeah, this is the losing one. Yep. Okay. This one, look, it missed out on a lot of profit because the EMAs didn't cross down to here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the right thing. I'm going to make the EMAs parameters that we can optimize on, because once again, look, we found in the RSI one, right? The 30 and 70 weren't the best. So maybe the 50 and 200 aren't the best. So I'll make the EMAs parameters again, and let's do another walk forward optimization to see if we can get some decent returns. Yeah. So just give me 1 second here. Okay, so we got our 50 and 200.
Yeah, using a smaller EMA range. Yeah, I think after looking at optimizing those parameters, I think that might be the thing where not having a 50-day, because the issue with having like such a long period is that you miss out on a lot of the crossovers that you can get.
Yep. I think that's the issue. So I'm going to go back to walk forward. So now I have an EMA long and an EMA short variable. I'll bring this down. I know my face is in the way. So for the EMA short, let's try from 20 to 50. And we'll say increase by 2. And then for the EMA long, let's do 100 to 200 and increase by 2. And then our third parameter will, of course, be the bar size as well. So I'll try 15 to 60 minute, increase by 15. It should update. Okay. And then we have 2 years of optimization and then 6 months out of sample. Let's do that. Okay. 720, 180. Awesome. Let's hit run and see what we get.
Ideally, we want to be able to catch all of the swings, because where else the problem with the crossover just like that is like it doesn't take into account where it is it crossed over the first time. Right. That would
correct. Yeah. It was holding too long. Interesting. It's still not profitable. Negative 4.2%, 4.12%. So it chose 126 and 22 on 60 minute. So it got a good trade there. That one was green. Yeah, it's just not doing too hot on Apple. We could try a different symbol as well. We could introduce more parameters. But I don't think so. Apple, I don't know if it's been performing pretty well. Maybe that's why. It could be that in general. But yeah, still not profitable results. Let's try, I don't know, pick a stock, Tina. What do you think? GME?
Let's pick Snap.
Let's try Snapchat. Let's see what we get. Okay, because yeah, sometimes like a ticker or symbol won't do well, right? Because even though if the strategy is optimized, if that company's not performing and it's just going down in value, you're not going to get good returns. In most cases.
I feel like this kind of setup, my hypothesis is that it should be where you don't have like huge swings. Like it should be like a pretty calm stock, because then the crossovers happen, right? And it's not because of like huge fluctuations from like one time period.
Ooh, exactly. Yeah.
Snapchat
did worse.
Okay, what's a really calm stock?
One that's been doing really well right now is ExxonMobil, the oil company. And what's the other one? The bank company, not Wells Fargo. Goldman Sachs has been killing it recently too. So if I do XOM, which is ExxonMobil, they're an oil company. They are killing it right now. So I know it would do well. And it doesn't move that often. But yeah, tech has hit it. Like recently, tech has been hit a lot. I think a lot of investors have been selling their positions because last year the gains were so big because of what happened, right? The comeback. Now it's kind of overinflated and people are selling their positions.
Yeah. And there was also like that little blip, like the like little blip upwards, I think a few months ago. So I think it's just kind of like reverting back.
Exactly. Yep.
Tech seems to really move. I feel like tech moves as an industry more closely than others. I don't know if that's just like me watching tech. It just seems like one of the tech companies does something, everybody else just.
Yeah. Tech is the most volatile for sure. So, when the upswings they're great, and when the downswings, they're pretty hard compared to stuff like banks and oil and stuff like that. So yeah, ExxonMobil XOM did really well, 34% return with your strategy.
Kidu and Naveen, Tesla, Amazon, and NBST. We can try those too.
Sure, I'll try those. Yeah. Tesla.
That could be a good hypothesis. Like things that are more stable throughout. This could be a good.
Yeah, this strategy is good for kind of buying and holding for, number of days or weeks on stocks that are less volatile. And it'd be cool to do like I don't know how you would like visualize that, but to find the volatility of a company and then compare that with this strategy's return performance, right? And see if there's a correlation between, okay, if there's a lower volatility, this strategy makes more profit, right? Based on results, based on like trade performance. That'd be cool to see.
Yeah, you can do that. You can just find a correlation between the two variables, and then just see what the correlation is there. I think that should be pretty easy to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so Tesla did good. Did return 10% year to date, which is really good. The other one was
Amazon. Any other suggestions?
Yeah, let us know in the chat. Stocks you want to try. Oops.
After we get the code to run, we can also just like post the TD Ameritrade one. We can just open source so people can play around with it too. Although,
after we test it, right?
Without NinjaTrader though, I think it is hard because the NinjaTrader is just, you can actually do this.
Mm-hmm.
Standard deviation on the price. Smaller standard deviation is equal to EMA strategy. I think in that case, we could just do Bollinger Bands, right? If we're doing standard deviation based. Was it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was Bollinger. It was Bollinger Bands and Keltner channels. I think it's Bollinger Bands if you wanted to do standard deviation.
Yeah, there's multiple ways you could do it. But yeah, Bollinger Bands are one indicator that shows a deviation in price. Okay, so yeah, Amazon was negative 3%. That was for, I think, Naveen, yeah. And then NVST.
Yeah. Joseph, what exactly is happening when you run the different stocks? I'm a little bit late, my bad. No worries. Just quickly run down. We made another strategy, which was suggested by Random, who I think has left. But it's a strategy where we're looking at crossovers between EMA, like two different EMAs, and then also looking at volume. So we only buy if the volume is greater than the minimum of the 7 days prior to that. So we're just trying out different stocks to see like what is a good stock to run this strategy with. And our current working hypothesis is that probably stocks are less volatile are better for the strategy because the crossovers would be happening at like times in which, like you don't have like huge drops that would make the crossover just randomly happen like that. And we're just trying out different stocks that people are suggesting. I hope that makes sense.
So NVST did 21%.
Hey.
Good pick via noob.
Yeah, good pick. Crisp. Is Crisp CRISPR? CRSP. Is it CRISPR?
Let's see.
No, CRSP. The center.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah, CRISPR Therapeutics.
Oh, CRISPR. I'm pretty down. I feel like I'm just partial to CRISPR in general. Although it's been a bit down.
Yeah, it has. We'll see how it does. So far, the best performer, I think, was ExxonMobil, XOM.
Yeah. Nice picks. Kidu, I have to go. It's 11:27 p.m. and I have classes tomorrow. Great stream as always. Hey, thanks so much for joining, and thanks for the input as well for testing different stocks. Hope it was useful. I think Jake, you and I probably will be heading out as well, right? In just a few more minutes.
Yeah, probably soon. Yep.
Yeah.
So CRISPR, no, not good. Negative 30%. All right, let's try CCIV and then we'll try Alibaba, and I think we'll stop there because I think people are just going to keep saying, hey, try this.
Yeah. Matasuki, I'm late. It's okay. It's okay. Feel free to rewind and we'll be releasing the code as well. Sabi, Kidu, good night and sweet dreams. Cat. So many cat emojis. I just really like cats, Jake. Just
I love cats too.
Really? Do you have cats?
I have 2.
What are they called?
Oliver. One's Oliver. He's an orange. I don't know if he's a tabby, but he's an orange cat. And the other one's Bob. Oliver
and Bob.
Yep.
Interesting. That's a really interesting name. Your cats have people names.
Yeah, I'm every pet I've had, it's always a person name. So I want to get a dog next, but I need some more space before I get a dog. So it's gonna hold off. CCIV did incredible, 200%.
What is CCIV? I don't even know what that is.
I think it's Workhorse. They do like, I want to say electric vehicles for logistics companies like FedEx or something like that, but I could be wrong.
Virtual capital.
Yes, never mind. I was way off. Who suggested CCIV? That was Mohammed.
Oh, I want to actually see the trend of CCIV. I wonder if if it's consistent. Yeah, CCIV has been pretty consistent for like the past few months at least. Huh. In the green, consistent.
All right. And I think the last one was Alibaba. Let's try that. Which is I would say a more stable company for sure.
John Como, will this be posted as a recording? Yes, it will be. Yes. And I'm probably, so I'm not going to say I would do it immediately, but I will probably go and cut out pieces of it and post the parts where it's not Jake and I figuring out how lists work, so people don't have to struggle through that.
Yeah, we can't highlight that. That wouldn't do too well on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, also Jake, I think I'll send you the recording over as well, so you can do what you like with it too.
Yes, that'd be amazing. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm gonna start doing this more often. The streaming, it's way better.
Yeah, it's so much fun. I really love it. And if you're ever down to just do market analysis or anything else, I would love to, and hopefully it won't just be you carrying next time. I'm gonna play around with it a bit more myself. So
no, it was good. I want to do more content around this, and I think we're, I don't know, we kind of have 2 skills that kind of come together. But yeah, no, you carried the end of it. I mean, you wrote that whole EMA thing.
True. I just don't know how this worked, but that's okay.
Yeah. Baba was not profitable. It was red.
Baba? Ooh, yeah. Has Baba been, I guess, does Baba count as a tech stock? I really don't know.
Yeah, it is. They're similar to Amazon, right? And what I've never used their website though, but I know they're like e-commerce.
The hypothesis seems to be that you need to be trending up stable, because all the tech stocks that we've tried so far, this is terrible selection bias, but that's what it seems like right now.
Yeah.
At least.
So yeah, the best performer I think was CCIV technically, percentage wise. And then XOM, ExxonMobil, Tesla, and then NVST. And then the rest were all red. So I would probably do a more stable stock because CCIV is more volatile. So I would do like Tesla or ExxonMobil with this strategy, just because they're more stable stocks. They're moving less. So basically you do want the highest profits possible, but there's also risk, right? Anytime there's higher profits, there's higher risk. So you have to kind of balance out, okay, what's the maximum amount I'm willing to lose versus my profits, and kind of get that risk to return ratio. So if we look at CCIV, for example, let's take a look at it here. If it will pull up, there we go. So you see this max drawdown parameter, it's minus 6%. That means at the worst possible scenario, you were down 6% of whatever you put in, right? So if you bought one share at whatever, $28 a share, you'd be down 6% from the back test. If we looked at Tesla, right? Tesla only had a max drawdown of 1.9%, so a lot lower, right? You were you made less return wise, but your risk was also less. And if we look at ExxonMobil, even a lower max drawdown at -1%, -1.11. So, you always find that generally the higher returns you get, sometimes there's a associated higher risk with that. So personally, I would do ExxonMobil because it's the lowest risk stock for this use case. Sorry.
Not financial advice. Again.
Not financial advice, no. But,
but it looks like
just something to analyze. Yep.
Yeah. I think we can also just we can add like a stop loss to it, right? Like maybe like 1 ATR.
Yep. We could do ATR. We could just do a percentage or like even a dollar amount and say like, hey, I don't want to lose more than $5, right? We could code that as well.
Cool. I think we're good for today. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people on India time are also going to bed. So perfect time to end.
Yeah. We don't want to keep you guys up all night.
Yeah. Thanks everyone for joining. This was so much fun. And thank you again, Jake. Like I learned so much.
Yeah. I had a lot of fun with this, Tina. We got to do more of these collabs. This was a lot of fun. And I think just interacting with your fan base was great too. And I was surprised by how many people kind of like were really interested in this whole trading thing. So that's good to see. I thought I was boring everyone or making everyone bored.
Yeah, I was just thanking everyone that joined as well. Like I wasn't actually expecting that many people because on this channel, we don't really do this kind of stuff that much. On my channel, we usually just talk about like coding stuff or data science, not like trading specific, but I loved how much interest there was as well. So thank you everyone for joining. And hey, I caught this on camera now. Let's do another live stream together. I would love to apply some of like the different hypotheses and things, and maybe we can combine some data science into there as well in the future.
Yeah, let's do that. I'd love to do a separate video about that and see if we can use that to improve it somehow or just get some more knowledge about it.
Sounds good. And everybody, make sure if you haven't already, go check out Jake's channel. It's on the pinned comment. It's also in the description. He builds really cool trading bots, and he's also super open about how his trading bots are. So I think there's just so much valuable knowledge in that. And yeah, like that's actually how I got into it myself. I just started watching Jake's videos and I was like, oh, and then I started this makes a lot of sense. And then I got introduced to Jake from Kenji, and that's how all this started.
Yes, thank you, Tina. I appreciate it, and thanks to Ken for introducing us.
Yeah, thank you, Ken. Yeah. All right, thanks again. Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Jake. I will see you next time.
Yep. Talk soon. Yep. Bye.